okay?
I'm fine, but
Are you stuttering?
that frame rate just went to shit. All right.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Oh, don't worry
I will
about
literally
it.
fix it in post.
Don't. He'll fix it. He'll fix it, everybody. How you doing,
Doing
man?
all right. Doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You
It's hot.
It is. Let's start like this.
Yeah, let's start like this.
You didn't tell me there were sweets on the line.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Why would I tell you that? That would empower you.
You didn't tell me there were sweets.
So I over the weekend or last week I snuck a cookie from the cookie jar quite literally.
Nigga,
right?
if you need your
ate it.
sweets, talk to me and we can set something up so I can guarantee you some sweets.
No, you can't say that. No, you can't say that. You're gonna fuck it up.
Talk to your boy.
You're gonna fuck it up, Wooly. No.
What's going on?
Anyway, yeah. So I stole a cookie from the cookie jar.
Who,
and I
you?
ate it. And
Couldn't
now
be.
Now I'm in trouble. So I gotta beat you in the tourney.
Wait, is there a
to get my sweet
hold on.
privileges back.
Is there a literal cookie jar that a literal cookie was?
Yeah, it's a literal cookie jar.
As the proverbial cookie jar couldn't be. Then who?
The proverbial and the literal. And I gotta beat you 50% of the time or more to get in. Problem being, you have the best team in the Say Jam Slam.
I think
Like easy.
I think we got some fucking beasts, and the craziest part about it is that we are bottom heavy.
Yeah.
We are fat bottom girls.
Because I was like, okay, you beat my pairings, my duos 3 times, and we took one off you, right? And I'm like, when it was just you and me, I felt like it could go either way. Maybe you were a little better. But like when Gary was in there, it's just like, Gary, get out of seed 2.
It's kind of
go to a different team, seed 1.
It's actually insane. The entire like I said, the bottom half of our team are just ridiculous beasts. Gary, Zizix, Frodan, and Deathy are sweeping.
I think
And
Gary and Frodan won every single match they had together.
And then Frodan and Deathy as well. And the thing, just talking about it, is like when we're chatting it up in the fucking Spectres chat, right? And what you have to understand is Deathy has never played a fighting game before, and this is the first fighting game he's ever played, and he started 10 days ago. It's
nuts.
Just the spirit of the fight within, man. The approach and like the level of going into it going, okay, I got it. I got this, you know? And it's just a constant, like, I'm going in and I'm here to learn. And when I fuck something up, got it, download, move on to the next. Like, he is assimilating the data, and he plays team fight tactics. And, like, it's fucking crazy to watch. Frodan is...
I wouldn't have thought that would have, like, applied or cross-pollinated in any significant way.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer in that the format is set up in a way where we all get to team up with everyone on the team minus one member.
Yeah.
And like Frodan being on such an insane rip, and I don't get to play with him, and so we haven't had a chance to really interact, you know, to play together much because we're trying to focus on, you know, what we're on the team, you know. And and then up top in the meantime, like so Diphone and Zane had some struggles in the fucking God bracket with the coaches, and then
that God bracket
is super fucked up, and
because you and I got to dip our toe in there for a round. It's fucked up.
Yes, it is, and I'm also not pulling weight, you know, doing my best, but still.
I mixed up Sonic Fox with a close-up, and we won the round. I'm gonna just take that
all day. Take that all day and all night. Absolutely. The way it felt at the end of the night last night. So for anyone who's tuning in who doesn't know, we just played in the Say Jam Slam day 1 yesterday, and I have never felt more exhausted at the end of anything I've ever competed in or played than this. Because, like, the analogy is, okay, so we were expecting 4 hours, it went 6, right?
Dude, I'm gonna stop you right there. Sajam, I love Sajam, and he runs a great event. This is the second time. Every time he's like, okay, guys, we're going to make it. It's going to be like 4 hours. Should move through the rounds quickly. And it's like, you're wrong every day. There was one last time we had to cut a whole round on day 2, and we still went like 3 hours long.
But I participated in his test run. So he did a couple of test runs to try it out. And I was in one of them, and it went 4 hours, right? It was a casual night on the training week. He's like, hey, he wants to jump in. And then they did it, and we're like, yeah, that checks out about right, you know? And then it just happens to be on the day of. Shit's just going, you know? Now...
Yeah, no, it happens to be on the day of. Like, I was watching some of the coach matches and some of the advanced matches, and they were, like, running down to, like, 1 second on the clock on every round. Like, people were fighting for it.
Exactly. You're also going way more defensive. You're going way more precise. You're locking it down a little bit. You're being a little less foolhardy in some situations, so it takes longer for the set. I felt like a combination of... Remember when we did that 6-hour parking lot meet and greet? Yeah. Yes. So I felt that the drain of that, right? But then mentally, I've never been through anything like this, because you can do I've done long sets with really good players, right? And you fight one person and learn everything about it. I've talked about this many times.
Yeah, you don't have enough time to do it. You're doing like one set, and then like later on, like in 15 games, I'm fighting Shine again.
And so,
but I forget who Shine
is. Because it's all high level matches, and you have to be firing on all cylinders in each different set you're doing. Your brain is maximum activity at all times, and then you have to change. And like it was just this thing of like. I was trying to come up with an analogy earlier talking to Punch Mom, and what I said was, okay, when you start fighting against somebody who is, doesn't know about the game as well as you do, imagine you have to play a game of hide and go seek with somebody, and you're like, we're going to play in the house, all right? And then you start playing, and then you don't know where this person is at, like in terms of their level, but you eventually realize, oh, they don't know about upstairs. Oh, they don't know about downstairs. Oh, they only know about the kitchen? Okay, no problem. I can turn my brain off. I can stop thinking about everything else. I'm just going to look around in the kitchen to find them. And then
But then you run into situations where you think they don't know about upstairs, and here comes upstairs!
Well, and now imagine this 6-hour run with all these really strong players who are literally the best in the world, and the whole time you're like, oh my god, I have to check the whole house. I have to check the whole house, every corner of the house. And they're like, bitch, I'm on the roof! And you're like, you can get up to the roof? I didn't know you could get to the roof.
I didn't know you could do that.
So it's so exhausting. And then you fight the next person, and you're like, oh my god, do I have to go get the ladder to check the roof? And they're like, nah, I'm hanging off the edge.
I think the format also for Seed 1s was perfectly designed to tilt us, because first round was, I think, what was it? Was it co-coach in Seed 1? Right? And then, okay, that's the some tough matches to start the day, and then it's 1 and 4, which is a very fucking weird. Seed 1 and 4 is a weird fucking bracket to compete in, because Seed 1 is going nuts, but you can't just live on Seed 1. You have to tag in, and then you're like, what do they got? And then invariably you have Seed 1 versus Seed 4. And then Seed 4 is new enough that they sometimes pull out stuff that shouldn't work, because Seed 1 is like, oh, who would do that? Who would do 2 supers in a row?
Absolutely.
Right? And then after that, after we've run fucking 10 sets, maybe 15 sets depending, into the death pool with the primary coaches. And
invert your brain.
That's when I was like, "Ooh, it's a lot of matches." And I was like, "Okay."
And the
go fight Sonic Fox, go fight Cloud, go fight Super Noon.
The feeling of being the linchpin anchor to hold the game down, and then switching to being just don't fuck it up for them.
Just don't die.
Just don't fuck it
die
up for them
instantly.
immediately.
Be a really good assist. Can you be a really good assist for 2 straight
Now let me
rounds?
ask you this, Pat. This is what I want to know about your experience. How about those fucking duos? How about playing this game duos? Isn't that fucking different and crazy?
It is a coin flip as to whether or not it's really good or really bad. So in neutral, like having a duo partner to toss out a assist at like a slightly off timing to fuck people up and catch the, like, because I'm running Thresh, right? So I'm doing his back assist to scoop up from full screen, right? So I'm just watching out what would be a really annoying time for the scoop to come out, right? Being on duo for that fucking rules, because that's my only job, is to focus on when would be a really annoying time to do this. In the mix, duos can be out infuriating because I'm trying to help or my partner's trying to help, and they push your opponent out of the combo.
Yeah.
And save them with the assist. And I did that myself, and I had that done to me. And when I did it to my partner, I was like, fuck! Fuck! I just lost the round! I literally pushed the opponent to safety!
It's crazy. It's crazy. I that is the part of it. So it feels like when you're playing with a duo, like it is, to me, it feels objectively worse all the way up until the high level where you're both perfectly drift compatible. And then when you're both just reading each other's minds and doing everything in sync, right? When you got that like Sonic Fox and Inzem or the twins, it's like when you're at that fucking, that's when it surpasses all else, right? However, no matter what level it is before that, it's always more hype. It feels so much worse, but it's always more hype. It's both at the same time.
I had a really good experience with specifically duos with Lotus and Sage, because they were both playing Ahri, and Ahri's, I don't know what to call it, it's her back assist, her fucking Vegeta, DBFZ assist. That thing just is incredible in all situations.
Every game where you get that, Amaterasu, Vegeta, Ahri, anything that's a diagonal fireball, pin you down.
Oh no, I beefed it. Don't worry. They came in to save me from my own mistake, right? And similarly, those two guys, when I was doing Thresh's full screen back assist to scoop somebody up off like a, they'd be jumping in, Sage would be jumping in, and I would scoop the opponent and fuck up their 2H. And Sage would just pick the whole fucking thing up. Just like, oh, they got popped. Okay, here it goes. Bop, 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 bouncing off the fucking walls. Like, and it's like, oh, that was God.
Yeah, no, that was me, and so that's the cool thing too, is like of course with the coaches and that high level play is like you're playing in a way where you're just like, fuck it, I'm godlike enough that even if you fuck me up, I have the reactions and skill to pick up your mistake and keep the combo going. Yeah, what was it? K7 just said. He was like, yeah, just throw it out. Just throw it out whenever it's good. And if you hit them, I'll pick it up. There you go. I'll just grab it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he played Yasuo, so yeah, no, he could just hit down H in the air, and he would just grab anything and just scoop it up. Diaphone and Zane, same thing. Just like, okay, that was not where I expected you to throw that out there, but we're rocking with it. It's okay. Or use it to create a reset is the other thing, right? Where like Zane using Ahri, just be like, okay, pop him up with the tentacle, try to get a hit in. Okay, didn't quite work. All right, fine. Dash, crossover. It's a mix now. It's such a weird feeling. And so I know that like, I feel that my level of confidence in this game and where I felt going into this I'm like, I feel like I know how to play 2XKO. I feel like I know how to play. I feel like I could play this one. I have some bread and butters and some little tricks that I can do. And I'm kind of like, I should probably go like ranked to my proper, to where I feel like I should, until I feel like hardlock, that I just haven't put the time in on that. But like, regardless of that, the moment you have little things like this where you're like, oh, I cannot push block you out the timing that I want to, because I'm so reliant on me learning when to push block my opponent and then blow them up for a certain thing, or I can't do the bread and butters that I'm used to with, Vi up front and all that stuff. And like all these things that I super relied on get taken away from me. And I feel like I'm starting over again, and this week for me has been like rebuilding from the ground up, with essentially taking the format for what it is and realizing that like, okay, this is duos, this is what it is. And so I can do my best to not be like, I can do my best to be a good partner. And like I know where I have to brush up on the fuck ups I've been making and stuff, but overall I'm playing Alawi and trying to use her strengths, which are not in neutral. I'm not fucking covering the screen like Ari or Thresh or Echo or any of those.
No, you're an obstacle. You're a piece of shit smearing up the screen.
I'm here to support the team and to put the tentacles down and fuck them up.
There was a moment. I forget who I was playing with, and I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna just double forward assist again
all day.
Fucking first thing in the fucking round, and like, sure enough, here you come. And even though we're literally talking about how you're going to double forward assist in a row, I think you and your partner still tagged us.
So that's the thing too, is when I'm playing by myself with her, I do forward assist into back assist, get a little tentacle whip going, and then I do
get the whole
and then I do a left
going,
right, But because I'm because I'm playing with another person, forward gives them enough time to just like see it, confirm it, and then take you to the corner, and then a couple other things you have to kind of do to just be like, all right, we're working together. Don't try to go for the sickest high execution shit you can right now. Do what's reliable and what your partner can work with, There was both, but I will say, like, what's sick is in just kind of trying to clutch things out where possible, we both made the 2xKO Intel highlight reel on that. So they're over on that account. They posted highlights from the night, and the main one going to Box with the sick "What if I win?"
What if I win?
Box comes back with 1 pixel and takes out both characters in an insane comeback story. And that's the highlight of the first night for sure.
Can you what's that account?
It's 2xKO Intel is the name of the account.
2xKO Intel. Is that like an underscore?
I don't think so. I think it's all one word.
I'll figure
and
it out.
then it's your clip of what did you do? You had a sick comeback. You had a little bit of life left, and you were fighting off like 2 other opponents at I think half life or so, and you took them both out, right? And it was a clutch highlight. For me, it was me and Deathy in a match where I was in the middle of landing a happy birthday.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah. Okay.
Which match was that for yours?
So it's me and Vi. No, wait, no, it's me and Vi. So it would be me and Sen, where I had like a single fucking pixel.
Yeah, and then you just brought it back. And then the third one was me and Deathy, where I had a little bit of life left, and then I landed a happy birthday. And in the middle of doing the happy birthday, Deathy jumped in and did the super assist, which is not what I wanted. Right? And I went...
But if that's obvious, like that makes sense as to why he would go, oh, I'll do the
sure.
and
like generally speaking, on comms, it's been like, hey, when a combo is going, let's not interrupt. But sometimes you're just like, oh shit, I thought it was blocking, right?
Right.
It happens. Yeah. So in the middle of doing the combo, he hits the super assist, and it's Darius headless. Blah! And I'm like, oh fuck, stop. Improvise.exe, don't do anything. Wait, where are they in the corner? Super tentacle. Boom, boom. Finish it off, And I was like, yeah, okay. You got to be ready for those moments after your partner jumps on to just be like, that's not what I planned. How can you clutch it?
Oh, there it is. Oh, I see you just going, wait. Yeah, there's a lot of combos in this game or states that you have to use your fucking brain to not do anything. Like Thresh, when he does the box in the corner, in the top right corner, there's a range where you have to wait for them to fall before Headless or anybody's beam super
works,
because otherwise whole super will go off before you fall.
Yo, that champion is pretty fucking strong. Thresh.
Thresh is okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about this during the slam, and I was like, I can't, like, the choices of characters we've chosen to bring into the slam are so emblematic of our personalities. Wooly goes, okay, Illaoi. I've been playing Illaoi the entire length of the game. I'm clearly the most comfortable with Illaoi. I'm going to focus up on my strengths. And I'm saying, man, a bunch of people don't know how to play
the unknown
Thresh.
factor. Yeah, okay.
A bunch of people don't know what the fuck they're doing against Thresh, and they don't know how to deal with this bullshit. So I just have to get good
faster.
fast
Yes.
to beat other people's match
Yeah.
knowledge. And so like, you're focusing entirely on your own strengths, and I'm focusing entirely on other people's weaknesses.
This moment now when the character is new is the time to take advantage of not knowing the matchup. Absolutely.
And like, there's a couple parts of him that are bugged, like the fucking hold lantern, like S2, like teleport to burst. That thing doesn't scale at all.
Okay.
Like it should be scaling at the end of long combos. It just doesn't.
And the interesting thing about that too was like, I mean, you say that, and I'm like, I am doubling down on my strengths, but also like I had an initial thing where I was like, okay, if I run Vi, like I won't have the damage. It won't be as much of a support game. It'll be like two juggernauts on the team interchanging with each other.
The other thing is a lot of people are playing Vi.
Right.
Like you would have definitely had to also play Illaoi in addition.
And so there's that. But like really, I also am just going, oh, my Vi relies on her assist calls a whole bunch, and the things that I don't want to be doing is her advanced like electric combos and then dropping them in the middle of a fucking competitive setting. Dude. I'm not fucking. That's my instant tilt. Is God damn it, I went for the harder thing and dropped it as a result. And then towards the end of the set yesterday, the night, I felt my brain leaking out of my ears. I straight up felt, I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. And there were moments where I'm like, okay, yo, like I tagged in Gary and he's like, yeah, I got you, and I'm just like, I'm fucking dying right now. This is crazy how exhausting it felt. But overall, it felt like Vi would have been able to get through some more of the zoning bullshit, would have been able to get in your face and do the scary things like Box shows, Box plays a Vi that never does her S1,
plays a really weird
He
Vi.
never does the lunge punch, right? He plays a really clean, just go for the mix, in and out, bob and weave, and I love it.
No, he plays the, I'm gonna go for the fucking air throw.
Yeah, absolutely. But he never does her main move, which is the lunge punch. He never does it.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy. And so all this is like, it's tricky, but overall, I personally, I'm like, okay, I can be a way more effective teammate, like I said, with the tentacle wall, and that's how that ended up happening. The other thing too I wanted to point out is that like with the team, our current lead and such, the coaches.
By the way, congrats on currently being number 1 in points.
Thank you very much. Congrats on your second place.
Number 2 ain't bad. You know what? It must have you must have had the exact same experience I did, where round 1 ends, everybody meets back in chat. How'd everybody do? 4-1. 3-2, 4-1, etc. And everyone's like, yeah, this feels really good.
We had an experience that's actually not like that. We came back going, oh man, okay, that didn't go as expected. We got like half and half there. How'd it go? And we had the rest of the seeds going like, yep, light work. All of it. And we're like, oh fuck, let's go, right? And what was happening is that the coaches, Diaphone and Zane, who are fucking just goats, man. Diaphone is someone who's like his channel and his tutorials and stuff I've been watching forever and trying to I've been studying the notes on that.
I watched his Thresh guide.
There you go, right? They spent most of their time training the team more than practicing with each other. They really put in that lab work, and it shows, man.
And it's paying dividends.
It shows because you see how the team is doing as a result of that. And so, they're going to be locking in now and just fucking going hard to play with each other to survive.
It is the most
the
interesting thing about the format is that when you get your 5 or 6 players, okay, top players are already strong, medium players are already medium, new players are new. The best return on investment is get those new players up as high as they will go, because they have the biggest gap that they can achieve in like 1 week.
100%. And a little bit of knowledge goes so much further in those seeds.
Like, you and me have been practicing here and there, and like I picked up a couple tricks. I picked up like this or that. I now have like more consistent B&Bs, et cetera, et cetera. But like I improved like what, 5%?
Yeah.
Like
no.
Somebody like Deathy or Zen can go from child hitting the controller to, oh shit, look at this.
For me it's not quite that. I've learned a fuck ton. With the way this is going, but like that perfect the most of what I'm working on is just, again, trying to overcome my whole thing where I have to, like, my repetition. I have to do reps to get good at something, and not as opposed to just being able to clutch it out. Whereas someone like Gary has all clutch and is like never not ready, and is just in that perfect place to be on a duo, because whatever's happening, he can pick it up, he can take it to the corner, he can reset it, he can figure it out,
It feels like Gary's the fastest Warwick. Like, I don't know how to describe that. He just seems like he is literally always dashing.
He's a Marvel player, and he knows how to stagger the fuck out of you. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
Marvel is his main game, and you can see it in the way he moves, and the way he resets, and in the way he makes fucking growling noises while he's going in. And it's all heart, And then what's funny too is the way you see, like, that shows when you're watching his playstyle, and then when you're watching Shine, who is a fucking god. Shine is absolutely a coach tier player in this seed.
Yeah.
And like in Street Fighter, it shows that, like, you're like, this is a Street Fighter player, and you see it in the way he plays, the identities of the main games that people play comes through. I feel like Shine is one of those ones where I'm like raising that eyebrow, like, okay, if you say so on that seed, but I know that, like, again, depending on what game we're talking about, he's he's won a couple of events here and there.
A couple, yeah. So, like, for me, I'm just looking at this spreadsheet, and I'm like, I'm always torn, and maybe you've been torn about this as well. This always, like, hurts me in my chest. It's like, round robin is better. It is statistically more interesting. It has more matches. It has more pairings and interesting matches that can happen across different skill levels and different brackets. It gives you a better idea of, like, where every individual person's strength is. So, like, you beat me 3-1, but I won more sets. I don't know what that means. That's weird. You're better than me, right?
I think it means that in duos with these characters, these are the strengths and weaknesses. Like,
right. So, but you just get this crazy huge amount of data, and it's super interesting. And I don't care. A bracket is better. A bracket is better. And that's why I'm so thrilled that this is round robin into seeding data for a bracket on the third day.
Right.
Because
a bracket is elimination.
It's double elimination is just more exciting.
It just is what it is. But I think this format that the Slam has, even reinventing itself and coming back, this is perfect for someone who's like, a streamer that is interested in the game, that doesn't know too much about, playing, and coming in, wanting to get more matches, and like because there's multiple round robin days too, like they give you that first week of like, hey, go coach, go learn, go play and practice, right? And let's say there's somebody that's on a team that's a big streamer that is like not really is busy and is not really grinding or taking it too seriously, you know? They come into that first day, they end up feeling, oh shit, that was a lot of fun, but also, man, I didn't pull my weight and I felt bad for like my losses. You get time to go back and practice and bring it back around again. And you have that chance to be like, oh, I see now what I was supposed to be doing during that training time, you know? And that, because I know that these, like, a lot of channels and a lot of people get invited to participate in events like this, but they kind of come and go, you know, here and there, and then you just kind of don't think about it again. But this gives you an opportunity to like come back around, you know?
So for me, like for my training, you know, what I learned from yesterday, right? For myself, what I learned is, hey, fucking stop dropping shit and choking under pressure. That's my number one. And I don't know how to train that other than go to day 2, which is when the fucking when Cloud 805 is fucking rushing you down as Yasuo, don't panic. I guess I'll try harder. And the second one is I needed more combos for when my lantern was already out. Because my lantern was already out, and I tried the same B&B that I always did, it would drop because it's in the wrong fucking spot.
Hey, Pat. How's that lab?
It is unfortunately necessary in this situation, yeah.
You're fighting the best in the world. It's just... I'm fighting the best in the world on a timer, on a very short timer. I don't care what your philosophy is, man. You gotta go hit the court, and you gotta start.
Yeah, when it's me versus ranked in the world in my chill hours, that's one thing. But when I'm like, no, I have to win. No, I really do.
You gotta go hit the court, and you gotta land buckets. It's just what it is, you know? And you know, you can do so begrudgingly, but you still must do so.
Yeah. Also, man, nobody has any kids, because like everybody, like at some point, people are roasting me for having. Oh yeah, I know you're a dad, but you know, can you hit up the practice at this point?
Look, the hoops that.
Because you know what? You know how much time I have to practice this week, Willie? At 2 a.m. tonight and an hour before the event tomorrow.
They don't know the insanity of what we're fucking eggshell dancing through. It's insane. It's madness. It's complete madness. And I'm like straight up like, I'm like, okay, guys, hey, I'm on. At any given moment, if my character stops moving, it's because there's a baby crying.
That's because, yep.
And I'm going down to fix it.
Like,
you know?
Paige pre-cooked a week's worth of soup.
Man.
So that during any given situation, soup me up. Okay, I've been souped.
Yeah. No, like they're in the general chat, in the orientation, you know, mocking each other for being unks, for being over 30. And I'm just like,
bro,
I'm like, can they hear the sound of diaper changes happening right behind me?
Listen, the important thing is that despite all that, we're not free against our other seeds in our you know, tier. Yeah. That's what matters. What matters is not like so. There's the two goals. One, win. Obviously, win. Yep. That's the number 2. Don't embarrass yourself.
Don't embarrass me. Yep, it's that right. It's that old fucking Sopranos wife style. Just like, don't embarrass me out there. All right, if you're not gonna pull your weight, that's one thing, but don't get me killed. And I can unfortunately say that I managed to get the coaches killed at least twice yesterday.
There's one that I remember I used Thresh's forward assist and I just pushed them out of a fucking Yasuo combo, and I was like, oh, we just died. I just killed ourselves.
So I had such a bad one, and it was just comms. It was just comms because we were talking to each other, and this is the other part, is like getting used to the communication, right? Some people we're constantly talking with, like me and Deathy are talking constantly. Me and Diaphone, it's like medium. Me and Zane, pretty much silent. Right. But there's a moment where it was like, essentially, I said something to the effect of like, he had burst, and I had super assist. I was dead, and so I said, let me know when. Right, and I was talking about burst because it was like, when do you want me to pop this on your next touch, or do you want me to save it for the end?
Yeah, right.
And that I'm not specifying, he thought I was talking about super assist. And just like that, I fucking popped the burst at the wrong time and completely just threw the game away. And it felt awful.
I forget who... I don't know who... I think it was with K7, and he was, like, mixing somebody up in the corner. And he's like, okay, when they get up, use Thresh's multi-hit assist. And I went... And so the problem is that both of Thresh's assists hit multiple times. And so, despite the fact that he was in the corner and he wanted block pressure, and I should have known that, I used the back assist, which caused a happy birthday.
Yes. So, okay, this is the other thing, too, where game knowledge means that if you're seeing a character that you don't play, you'll still be able to say things like, okay, when I use my 6S2, you do this, right? And like, and that's the thing, is like, do you know the rest of the cast's 6S2?
No.
So then,
not everybody.
So then you have to describe the thing.
I've never played Vi once in this game.
Right. I was describing how like Jinx has a really fast round start that beats something that I was doing, and I said her hammer. And it's like, wait, no, it's not the hammer.
Oh, that could be a lot.
It's not the hammer. It's the rocket shoot that she does. But I was just like, I'm like, I don't know what the input is on her thing because I didn't fucking. But that's it. That's 100%. It's game knowledge, you know.
That being said, day one was a blast.
Really, really cool. Yeah, and I want to say too as well, really, really fun. I saw comments where some folks were saying, our POV, my stream was like fun to watch because Reggie was there for like commentary with the chat while
absolutely he was there to hold the controller while you went to the bathroom and when you're
no, I in the help desk when I was like, hey, is this cool? And they're like, oh, I see what's going on. Big bro's grabbing the controller, and I'm like, yo, hit him with the Snoop Dogg. Hit him with the Snoop Dogg. Yo, just have me lighten up while the combo's going. Fucking
Joseph Joestar, let's go baseball shit.
But like straight up, they're like, most of the time folks are streaming and you're in there and like you might be quiet playing or you might be Zizix just growling and going nuts, but like having someone to just like, you know, do the commentary, talk over and stuff like that is a fun watch too. So that's a lot of fun. Great day one so far, and let's see how the rest of the week goes. We pulling out that fucking Subway Slammer, baby. We pulling them out.
So funny that escaped the containment.
I'm explaining to members on my team. I'm like, okay, so you know Persona. Okay, so there's P5, and then there's a mobile game P5, and in that game,
did you see SK's match for biggest blunder?
No, what happened?
So I forget the teammate, but she waited too long to do the tag swap on point. And she ended up just raw tagging her teammate in after round start, and he just instantly died. And then she got a perfect by herself against the opposing team. So it's both the biggest blunder and up for biggest comeback.
Holy shit. I made that mistake once in training, but like... Fuck, that's insane. Yeah, the like holding switch sit down thing. And okay, this is actually like that's a blunder, but I'm gonna blame the system on this. And Riot needs to fix this. When
I feel like it's not consistent if it's a tap or a hold or when it comes out.
It is a hold, but it doesn't matter in the sense that like you want to switch on the point for like a moment of like mix up, right? In previous games like Marvel vs. Capcom, you would hold it on the character select screen, right? And change your order there. Or Capcom vs. SNK 2, for example. Hold on. Excuse me. So what would happen the problem with 2XKO right now with this exact issue is when we sit down as a duo versus a duo on the cabinet, we can't choose whether we are setting sitting down in anchor. Like, you have to sit in the particular seat, which isn't always perfect. Yeah. And just let us on the character select screen swap who's playing point. Screen. Yeah. Let us swap who's on point and who's anchor while you're picking your characters. It seems like such a weird oversight that you're stuck in that position.
It's a little strange.
Or when you go in, put that little screen in where your controllers go 1 over or 2 over, you know? It sucks because, you know, instead now for every set, I'm holding down the swap action on the round start, and it's like, this is easily fixable with the game having an option.
Yeah, for my purposes, what we ended up doing is that we would base it on the other team. Pardon me. If the higher seed was starting, our higher seed was starting. If their lower seed was starting, our lower seed was starting.
Right. Okay. No point in having
because
someone get melted.
Like it is. I feel like you're opening up someone to die by sending in seed 3 against the coach at round start.
Yes. If you coach diff, it's just what it is. If you don't have the setups, if you don't have the knowledge that you're gonna hold it. But can you survive in the middle of the round long enough to like get some good shit going, do some damage, let them heal up, get clutch, and then bring them back in? That's what matters, right? That was cool. I'm also glad. I have to say, I'm glad that my super parry into level 3 dash forward was right when Sejam was watching
Oh, that's very.
That was on the big event. So
yeah, day 1's in the bag, went really well. Well, I'm very happy with how day 1 went, and I'm sure you guys are very, very happy with how day 1 went.
Couldn't be happier with the team. Personally, all I see is my shortcomings.
Yeah, that's how it is. For me, I'm like, I didn't embarrass myself in the continuity of my team's performance,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's like nobody wants to be the weakest person in their seed.
You don't.
On their team.
Yeah.
Right?
Feels bad.
It sucks.
Feels bad. Hey, that's where I'm sitting. Feels bad.
You are not the weakest person in your seed.
Well, I mean, by stats, you know. So.
Oh, statistically.
Yeah, so
so that's why we're gonna get those brackets going. So yeah, Wednesday is gonna be more round robin for more points. For more points than the first day, and then that will be used as the seeding data. But it looks like, Wooly, if everybody advances at the same rates and performances are the same, we might be meeting in grand finals.
Maybe, but
that is a theoretical possibility.
But points are worth more on the second day, and people are coming for our heads because we are higher up, so it makes sense.
Well, some people are gonna. There are a couple people that are like Box. People are gonna come for him.
Yeah.
And Froden and Deathy are gonna have their tapes being played to an audience.
But
and Gary as well.
But like, make no mistake that our teams are absolute targets for, you know, tech and blowing up, because every time someone wins on us, it's denying the lead a point, right? It's an important play.
Yeah.
So strategically, it makes sense to focus on taking down our teams.
Also, I want to give a shout out to DayZia for making me the most like pissed off of any person that I fought the whole day. I fought her a lot. Like, she's also in Seed 1 with us, so I fought her 4 times, and every single time I'd be like, God fucking damn it, this Jinx is so fucking annoying. Oh my God.
That's what Illaoi is struggling against zoners all day. And that's,
I have an anti-zoner, and I'm still struggling with her.
For everything, for every one of those moments of like tentacle bliss that you're seeing, where you're just like, oh my God, this super is fucking insane.
Oh no, yeah,
right?
I got caught in that corner.
Oh
a couple
yeah,
of times. Like, I guess I'll.
Everyone can get cooked by it. Any coach, anyone in that bracket, all the players can get cooked by the tentacles.
Is
right?
there still not like a guaranteed way out? Because I remember it was like wait for the tentacles to fire off once and then push block it, and then
not if I don't fuck up. If I'm airtight, you're holding it, right? But
Just hold it for 10 seconds.
But
or
however long, right? And then if I bring in someone who can hold it down better while it's going, then that's all the more. But the flip side of that is when I'm getting zoned out trying to make my way across with chains and bullets and shots and fucking everything coming at me, Alawi's not her strength is not there. You know, I can Rekka through some of them and pray for some good assist coverage. So I'm gonna play to be my best teammate. You know. Beyond that, that's not the only thing that we got to talk about this week.
Oh, there's actually a fair amount of stuff to talk about this week.
So I would say that hello, world, meet Joe Guns.
Joe Guns. I gotta ask you, where did Joe Guns the name come from?
I just thought about.
Is it literally just?
I just thought about a cool name like Josephine or something like that. Joe for short. I always thought that was fun. I like that. I think it's nice. And then check these guns out. That's it. She's gonna punch shit. That's it.
Okay.
And I'm glad that, hey, guess what? She's a hit. Turns out a lot of people are saying things like, I've never seen a design like this with this face and this type of race. And
so the character creator is not powerful, but you have an uncommon race with the least chosen face
love
option.
that. Awesome.
Most people tend to go for the very human-y, like very normal looking face options, with an uncommon color palette that matches the default costume particularly well, like A+. Also, I've been told to suggest that you should have a woolly art tag. On your social media.
Yeah, so that
Hina and Ecto and the girls, they told me, "Yo, get a fucking art tag," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I did it, and then everybody just started re-tagging all of their shit together.
Okay.
Because I've been sending you all the art that I can find. There's much of Joe Guns.
Okay. That's a really not like hashtag Joe Guns, but like hashtag Woolly versus art or something like that.
Like mine. I got really lucky. Mine's is Pat Stairs art.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Which is very like that's Woolly Farts. That's right. Yeah,
no,
Woolly Farts. Yeah, do that one. That's the one. Hashtag
all
Woolly
right,
Fart.
All right. We'll figure one out there. We'll get one going. Woolly versus art might be the deal.
You know what, man, that also perfectly works.
Something that only happens every once in a while, but like when you do hit a really fun character creation and you start to see it flowing in is always fun, right?
Nice.
So the two peaks have been the KOTOR and Mass Effect characters, right? Pockets, Fanny Pack, and then Red and Blue Shepherd have been massive fan art hits. And then the second one were the Dokapon characters were just big, art moments. So this is now a really, I gotta say, in terms of like giving me positive associations with the experience so far, as far as the seeds go, fan art is that's a tasty little berry inside of the seeds. I'm like, ooh, look at this fan art, yo, some sick like fucking cat girl or Hrothgal,
because cat girl is a different thing.
Indeed.
You got two types of cat people.
Okay,
sexy cat people and dangerously cheesy cat people.
Here's something that sounds fun. I don't know if this is real or not, but I'll credit Exodus the Soul Banish for the following comment. Ironically, there is a well-established lore character in the Hrothgar that was their reigning queen, Gunhildr. So technically, we could be looking at a Jolene Gunhildr as the Warrior of Light,
yeah, absolutely. 100%.
So I can be Joe Gunhildr as a full last name, and Joe Guns for short.
Canon, yeah.
Run it.
Why not?
Canon.
Why not?
Joe Gunhildr is her full name, and it's Guns for short. Done.
Yeah. And then that lines up with gun breaking. Actually, that's like the genesis of the gunbreaker class.
That's super cool.
Which is the Squall Gunblade.
That's fun. So 14 has been going, and we're gonna come back to that this Thursday.
That's Thursday, the only day of the week
that
available.
Literally,
because because the fucking slam and everything else is taking it.
Yeah, and so we set things up, and there's a lot of customization going on there. After you gave me that initial, like, here's a bunch of shit to know going in that I used,
like, how you want to do your interface like this, or the fucking the frame rate fucking fucks your stream up if it's over 60 frames.
Then Min came over and just sat down and like showed me. He's like, okay, here's the level of customization you can put up and stuff, and
it's a lot. It's crazy.
So I was able to further refine some things. So it's like, even if I put names on or off, I can set the resolution to make it so that the names themselves are smaller when they do appear, for example. Having the little icons for my items being broken or not broken, like, I don't need that in that place, moving it away, and
it's just like the decade plus of feature creep in terms of like literally every detail. It is a lot.
The one that I found really cool was like the different chat boxes. So I have it set up now so that, like, I have a main box that is filtering out everybody except for people on my friends list, and then I have a second box above that that's just NPC dialogue.
Yep.
So that I can quickly read back if I need to, if something pops.
Yeah, if you miss something.
Ideal. That's how I'm like, that's perfect, And then even just like the things like, it's like, oh yeah, like you can set up a cross-world link shell and these things.
Cross-world link shell is very useful for our highly specific purposes, which is you want to get Mothman and Man and Me and Creepy Porpoise and some of my people like Val in there for general, like, does anybody want to do this? I'm coming up on this. Does anyone want to? Because there's a huge, like, second ring of people.
And no matter what server they on, they can jump in to do an event. Okay.
Yeah. The biggest downside to the cross-world link shell is that it caps out at 64. So, like, it's objectively, like, not useful for a whole lot of things, but it is useful for this.
Okay. So yeah, stuff like that I'm going to be figuring out as well, even though being on a free trial account, I can't set it up, but I think he can, and,
I can set it up, he can set it up. Free trial account has everything the free trial can't do is because they don't want bots to harass people. Which, like, that
but
makes
once
sense.
you pay, your free is over. So that's the dance we do.
Once you pay, your friends can just give you things.
But what?
Hey, did you get the free trial so you could play FF14 because all your friends play FF14? Well, if you paid for a subscription and bought the game, your friends could just give you 10 million gil and all the items that you would ever want and all the glamour items that you could ever want to make your character look a certain way.
But as soon as that happens, of course, then they're like, oh, Square knows that you have money? Okay, hold on a minute. Let's see what we can get going here.
Free trial is done for you forever.
What's up, Deathy? I see he's in the chat over there.
Yeah, I see. Hey, Deathy, how you doing?
What's going on? Hey, guess what? Montreal. Yeah. Isn't that sick? From Montreal.
That's
super
crazy.
Cool. So, whether or not, you're going to see more of Deathy in a minute. whether or not he knows it yet,
I don't want to see that. I had enough Deathy during the fucking slam, okay?
Deathy, I got this.
Seed for my ass.
That quotes, quote unquote, every single time, no matter what the situation, I got this. Don't worry. Headless. FF14. I guess the other thing too is getting the look of. Okay, I will admit, for the gameplay for the controller HUD, like, things are big and those spells at the bottom are like these fat, massive things taking up the whole screen. Those could be
and they have the names on it. So what I do for my cross hotbar is I make it like half the size of what it starts, and I turn off all the names because I know what all those icons mean.
Yes.
Right? Because when you start the game, they're all on. They actually cover your fucking character in half of the game situations.
Yeah, so we got a better resolution going for that too as well. Overall, I think Thursday we'll see how things go a little bit smoother. And hey, I feel like level 0 to 15 on a bonus server in one sitting ain't bad. That feels like it's moving.
It's not bad. Now the there's two things about that. One, you're not up to level 15 in the story. You're actually outpacing it dramatically.
Oh.
Right? So because of the bonus server shit, like, right? And they've made it super fast. So what ends up happening is you're gonna go into like a level 15 dungeon at like level 21. And you're gonna be like, why can't I use all my stuff? It's like, because the dungeon caps at 17. Right? It doesn't want you to go crazy on it. But that means that there will be no point that you have to be oh damn, when you're playing through the new expansion, sometimes there can be like an awkward level, like between 55 and 56. There's actually like a gap that the main story won't cover. Okay. So go fucking do something. But the way that it works nowadays, particularly since you're on Dynamis, you're gonna fly up that level. The other thing is that road to 90 buff only lasts 90 days from the day you started.
Oh, the star?
Not in-game time.
The server time. Star buff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Will last on you for 90 days.
Oh, you have to do it in 3 months.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, they fucking set you up to no life this game, bro.
Okay, so here.
Oh my god, it's so devious.
Brennan hit like, I think 70 whatever in like a month. I think he got to Shadowbringers. I don't know if you're familiar with an artist that follow us, Simsy Fart. He got to the end of A Realm Reborn in between last week's stream and yesterday.
Okay. Fuck.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
So, but by the math, by the numbers, progression-wise, right? Could you say that if I go 1 to 15 with one sitting, then that means that I can go 15 to 22 in a second sitting?
Yes.
And then we divide by 2 every time?
More or less. Yeah, more or less. What's going to happen is that if you get to the end of A Realm Reborn and you do the 50 quest called A Realm Reborn, which it's one of the things I love about the game, is that the final quest of any given game or patch is the name. So when you get to the quest A Realm Reborn, it's like, there, that's it. That's the finish line. You're going to be like level 60. Okay. You're going to fly past that shit.
And the thing is that ultimately I have to say, like, right now, especially not knowing anything about this, I'm like, I don't really care about the number. I just care what the number lets me do or not do.
Yeah, the number will allow you to do more things. Period.
All right. So yeah, that'll be Thursday. The tour of the FGC retirement home / get out of fighting games to get into FF14.
Yeah, so right now you're in the midst of what I would call introductory MMO tutorialization. The next show on Thursday, we will be getting you into what I would consider the plot. Like the actual...
fan cred.
Like, gut of it. Yeah, what about Thancred?
Some guy.
I like him. I don't like him. Fuck him. But he's all right. It's complicated.
Very few opinions on...
It's weird because I've known this character for like 13 fucking years.
I actively don't have opinions on much of anything yet. You know, I collected some bare asses and called it a day.
I was going through some of the comments and I saw somebody actually explain what the game is in a way that I have not been able to, which is that 14 is 2 games. One is 8-person co-op Rabbit and Steel.
Yes.
Which is your raid environment, your the fucking do the math, do the polka, run your rotation thing. And the other thing is like a fairly old-fashioned, like large environment traditional JRPG, which ranges everywhere from mediocre to some of the best stuff that Square Enix has ever put out.
Right. And
it's one and then the other stapled at the end, and then one and then the other stapled at the end.
And I know that you want this whole experience to happen so that I have better context for your podcast conversations.
No, I want this to happen because it's a fucking kick-ass stream and to make everybody happy.
Of course, right. That goes without saying.
The
it doesn't hurt that
benefit
fucking
is
6,000 people showed up.
I don't know, man.
Doesn't hurt.
Oh,
but
no, it doesn't hurt.
but the part that I have gotten from outside of this show with people I know that play it is mainly, it's not, hey Wooly, come join this social experience available for free up to Shadowbringers,
I think that's a huge ask.
It's the this story, this lore, the plot of this game is actually fucking amazing if you can get to it.
Yeah. So there was stuff that happened in that very first stream. I don't know if you overheard me. I went, "Oh wow, I completely forgot about
the flashback."
This.
Something about the flashback.
Yeah. And the reason I forgot about it is that they pulled from that like 9 years later.
Okay.
And I was like, I did not even correctly interpret like that was even a callback. I was like, and so I'm looking, you go through it. I'm like, wow, they actually did call their shot to some degree on this. That's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always, you never, I feel like you can tell when something is pulling from the past because it always intended for it to be this way versus we just improvise some bullshit.
Oh, I don't know. They say they planned it all out. I don't. Oh,
you can feel the sloppy versions versus the elegant versions.
No, but like some of it, they nail it really hard, and I'm like, I don't know if you planned that. You nailed it though.
I mean, like you know, I talk about the basement. We talk about the basement often enough.
Yeah, the basement,
right, as a really great one. But it wasn't. But if it was just the basement, it would be like, okay, that was awesome, but it could be a fluke, right? But Attack on Titan also has things like the town crier, the madmen, right? The town crier and the priests and the madmen are super telegraphing from way the fuck far out before anyone gets anywhere in that story, you know? And it feels intentional.
You know what else is really nice? I'm looking at the newest, but 35 minutes ago, one quiet Viking is making an aura and complaining about the character creator, the wonderful gentleman who made my Get Out of Fighting Games 2 intro. I had to walk him through a bunch of that intro because he didn't know anything about the game. And look at this, he's in the character creator. I've been getting that shit all week.
Okay.
Just going fine.
yeah.
Posting a photo of like their character in the starting area.
People are finally I broke the will and spirits of many.
It was you. Well, if doesn't know anything about MMOs, can get in
fucking
and give it a go. Why not? It's
Mothman came back from the ether to see what was going on. It was crazy. Yeah, and on top of that too, like some people were like, wait, like basically, some of the people I know that play socially were talking about how like the characters that are like you can get characters that look and have sick things going on with that game, but you got to get mods going.
Yeah,
right. It seems
yeah, which is against the rules,
and you can only see them on your side.
And you shouldn't do it.
But if you're streaming and you have mods going,
then you're cooked as soon as someone reports it.
Right. Okay.
Because it's against the
rules. Got it.
So that's why some people have had their entire statics banned over a screenshot with a pixel designator for their hitbox, because that's against the rules.
Sure.
So
cosmetic versus
really
actual cheating is two different things, but.
Nope, it's against the rules. So if you really wanted to, which you shouldn't, you would use two separate launchers, one for streaming and the other for not streaming. But then you run into the risk of turning on the not for streaming one while streaming. So my advice to you would be, don't break the rules.
Watching my old roommate on World of Warcraft 3 running all the mods to get his like UI and hotbars and stuff.
There is an entire
absolute
Is
kryptonite
it
to
folding
me.
ideas?
Absolute kryptonite. Oh, did
Hold
Dan
on.
talk about this?
Why is it rude to be bad at Warcraft? Yes, Dan did talk about it. Folding Ideas has a video called "Why It's Rude to Suck at Warcraft," and it is a hour and a half feature film describing the long-term nightmare that WoW modding got into, where it became a insane arms race between encounter is tough. Okay, well, what you're supposed to do is download the mod that shows you where to stand and what time to hit your buffs.
Yeah.
So that the encounter becomes easy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now, because everyone's using these add-ons, because add-ons are absolutely supported throughout, now we have to make encounters that are difficult even with the add-ons. So here comes add-ons that tell you where to stand. Here come add-ons that tell you what gear to get beforehand. All right, well, now and so on and so forth. And so when you're like, hey, I want to play a raid, and you do it, and you don't do it perfectly because you don't have a robot in your ear telling you what to do, people are like, what the fuck? You just cost us the fucking thing. It's a fucking mess. It's like legitimately a nightmare.
That sounds horrible, man. In a multiplayer context, especially like this, because I see some people trying to give me shit right now, even like being like, I don't like that. Just sounds like shit I don't want to do. Where you're saying, hey, get into this and immediately start. You got to mod it to shit to make it functional. Like, do not mod Final Fantasy 14. It's not just against the rules; it is unnecessary. Yeah, I don't like the sound of this for this type of experience, mind you. You know,
yeah,
like. There are things where it's like, okay, we're going to be playing Mass Effect. We're going to do some goofy LP shit, and we're going to get different shepherds going. Whatever, fine, run it, right? Ultimately, Asuna set it up and goes, here, drop this folder there and go. But, but in this type of context with WoW, I just remember, like, I was watching my roommate play, and I just remember being like, this is something that is not drawing me in with the fact that there's a bunch of shit in the background as well that is... being held together with duct tape and twine, you know?
There's also like a long history of FF14 mods crossing the line into like psycho behavior.
DPS counters.
So what? No. I mean psycho behavior. Like not like annoying toxic gamer shit. I mean like, okay, so you installed your Big Titty Fuda mod to make your character look a certain way, but because it replaces certain character model, like it just swaps them out, you're now taking photos of other people's characters with the mods you put on them and sending them to them. Fucking don't do that.
Yeah, okay.
And there was also a mod that like tracked your fucking account ID. So even if you changed your name and changed your shit, they could still like e-stalk you, and like, no, fucking god damn it.
You can't stop them from fucking making Bimbo Joe guns, you know? Like, it's just gonna...
You can't stop them, but don't do it. Be quiet. That's it. Like, Yoshi put out like a statement that was like, Square Enix has mandated that these are against the rules, but also, hey, how about you guys shut the fuck up and do your dumb bullshit in private and stop posting it on message boards and streaming it. Simplest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But you know what's better than all of this, Wooly? You know what's the best? You know what my favorite part of all of this is? Is checking out the fucking anime villains in your YouTube comments writing manifestos, dog. It is my favorite thing. I have had such a fucking blast reading these dudes. They are so mad, dude. It's crazy.
So here's where the deal is for me personally. I'm not taking anything seriously, as you can see by this whole bit. And I'm going through it, and I've many a time have said, like, I've made it not a secret that if I could turn people off with a button, I would press the button, right? Yeah. So just let it be known, however you're feeling about this, that like if I could go beep and make you go away, which apparently there are ways to do, but anyway, regardless.
Oh
yeah. Anyway, whatever.
But what?
No. But here's the thing, Pat. I don't disagree with people in my chat and in the comments who are wishing that things were more chill. I don't disagree with the people that want the experience to
I'm
be
not talking about that.
more calm and not as insane and not as ridiculous and over the top and, you know, a lot of that stuff. Like those people, I completely, I get that.
I totally agree.
What I think, though,
100%.
I think that the extremes of Sephiroth posting.
Yes, I did you come up with that?
No, but that was whatever with the music on the thing. Yeah, that sounds nuts.
It's fucking
that
wild,
sounds nuts,
dude.
right? With the right, but allow me to say that equally as nuts are the people that are like calling me an asshole for not entitling them to some kind of like overwhelming greeting ritual in a game that I'm learning about.
Oh yeah, no, that's
right?
silly.
So, like there's some
ridiculous.
people came through, made new like accounts to just be mad that like, hey, they were waiting in the line popping champagne and I didn't run through it. And like, I'm such an asshole.
My God,
and
dude,
you're like,
that was the funniest thing
like,
you could have possibly done.
Okay, bro, like you're in the wrong place. You've been logged in a little too long, and you're on the wrong channel. If you don't understand that, that's the energy you're gonna get the whole time here. I don't know what to tell you.
There's a term for this, and it goes beyond parasocialism. It's specific. I don't know if it's specific to 14, but it's definitely present there. It's called a dopamine vampire.
Ooh.
It is somebody who has wringed out all the dopamine they can get because they've just played it so much.
Yes.
And the only way they can get it
is watching me do the intro to Endwalker.
Doing it the same way.
Right, yeah.
It has to, because it has to be the same.
Yeah. Whatever that is, it's like we've got to watch him do that. Yeah, that. It is. Yeah. And those extremes are batshit.
Necros is right. That's what happened because we were at the top of the 14 streaming during the time we streamed it. That is where all the vampires came in. Because we were the number one for quite a while during that afternoon. The vampires that go, I need to see somebody play goddamn.
I don't know who.
14
I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're on Kukulin, but I'm gonna go over there and sell my erotic roleplay services. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, when you're just there's little moments too of just like when you're like, yeah, bro, if you look behind you, and I'm like I'm booking it down Main Street and the camera pans and it's just like,
it's just like a swarm.
You know?
Now I think somebody pointed out you could actually turn down the amount of characters displayed in like the technical options. So that it like that's for performance, but you could use it to just turn that the fuck down.
It's weird because like I'm the kind of person who's like I want to see things in the games I'm playing. So there's a part of me that does like I don't like turning it off, but I know anyway. It's weird. There's a weird push.
Well, this is
there's a weird push and pull.
Unnatural.
Yes, I'm realizing that. And so I'm torn between like wanting to know what part of this game and experience and even the madness, wanting to know about the madness, but also going, all right, I guess here's my preference for how this is going to flow. And I have to kind of like make a call on that right now I can see, but I'm still going to just feel this out. I don't know.
Someone suggested play with a larger stream delay so that people have a harder time. I don't know if that would work. That being said, the swarm will dissipate over time. It'll never go away.
And at the end of the day, but cutscenes and dungeons are instanced.
Just pushes them.
And that's all that really matters, right?
Yep.
So, there you go. So there's our little 14 update.
So yeah, Thursday we're gonna be going back to that. What else, Wolves? Aside from getting into MMOs and also getting into fighting games again.
Well, also, like once fucking Thursday's done, it's like time to fucking jump back over to the slam, you know, and
the next day
see what the fuck's going on. So, yeah.
Every single stream I have this week is titled "Get Out of Fighting Games" to some degree.
Yeah, some version of it. Yeah, I'm slamming all over the place. I have progressive thumbnails for the slammer coming, and you know what?
Tell me
what wet dog memes can we get going with Gary? You know?
Yeah.
Don't tell him what I said about him at the end of my stream yesterday.
Let me.
Nothing.
What? Tell me about the big top.
Oh my god.
You know
Okay.
what my favorite.
Okay. So, do you remember when everyone overhyped Rock Lee versus Gara? And it was the only thing that actually delivered on the overhype in the history of fucking...
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I understand.
Right? You're like, you all overhyped this, and when I watched it, it delivered on the overhype. You actually undersold it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone talking about how bad Turnabout Big Top is in Phoenix Wright 2 Justice for All, nonstop all day as we played it, we're just going on about how this is the worst case in the game.
It's the worst case in the
You
series.
undersold how bad it is.
Okay, so here's the thing. It is the worst case in the series. I think that is a factually true statement. What people telling you that what doesn't get across is that it's like more than like twice as bad as the second worst case in this series. It's the only one I can think off the top of my head of, wow, that case is fucking terrible.
And you know what the cherry on top is? When I asked musingly to the air, what do the developers of this game have to say about this? Because surely they must know how people feel about it all this time later.
Maybe.
To only hear back from everyone, Shu Takumi in interviews has said that it's his favorite case in the series.
Isn't
that psychotic?
That's
Isn't
really,
that deranged?
That's wild, dude.
It's the most deranged thing you could have told me as a little cherry on top to this case. So we finally finished it after all this time. And I mean, it took 3, maybe 4 grueling sessions. I forget how long, but it's a big chunk of the episode so far.
Every part of it is awful. The characters are awful. The story is awful. The twist is awful.
So right away, you're like, okay, we're going to the circus. This can be really annoying or fine, depending on how you feel about clowns or whatever. Sure. You're going to beat a bunch of clown characters and circus characters and stuff, and it's fine. But
that's what you would expect.
Immediately you're like, okay, here's this, and then you're like, okay, some of these are annoying, right? This girl is pretty annoying. This ventriloquist, not great. And then you have the weird factor of going, oh, god damn it, she's 16 and everyone's like running after her, right? This is just like product of time and bad.
It's a GBA game. It was made in the 90s. Back when that was in vogue.
An unfortunate product of time means that everyone here is just chasing after this 16-year-old. And, like, later on in the case, when new characters get introduced, they're also chasing after her. There is a, like,
It was the style
There is a last-minute character that gets introduced in the case that's also going after her, and he looks her age, but they instead just said, no, actually, he's in his mid-20s. And, like, you didn't have to do that, or his early 20s, rather. You didn't have to do that. You could have just said they're the same. Like, there's nothing. He looks young, you know? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The length of the investigations in this case are infuriating.
They're really long because it's the third case out of 4, right? So it's crazy long.
It takes forever to scrape through every room of the fucking tent and right? And you're pushing through because you're like, okay, you know the investigation pacing of this, and eventually you find things. Plus, the new mechanic with the psyche locks is slowing it down even more. Whatever. Holy shit. When you get introduced to the anti-gameplay that is like the clowns have their own rules, and the rule of clown is do not press their statements. If you press the clown statement, you take damage.
I completely forgot about
And you're like, well, hold on a minute, Wooly. Isn't pressing statements the entire mechanic of the game?
It's like 80%, 90%.
Why, yes, actually, it is. pressing statements and then presenting the correct evidence. And now you go, no, stop playing the game. And these are all jokes. Just go into the hard evidence and just make wild accusations. Cool. All right, fine. The logic of the game is it should be...
This is going to be real trial and error.
So it was annoying doing that and hitting the thing where the game said, hey, stop playing me, right? All of this is just, we're like fucking rubbing our eyes and just getting so drained on the case. And like, you know, the voices we're having fun with because it's fun to do some clown shoe shit and it's fun to do some, you know, all these different characters or whatever. Me and Reggie are having a blast with that part at the very minimum. And then the actual twist occurs in the case, dude. And like, for all the things I was telegraphing it could be, and then I'm like, no, wait, think about it being dumber, because this is a Phoenix Wright case, right? So I'm ready for, and I'm going to spoil Big Top in description, obviously, here. It's a fucking super old game.
All right.
I was very, very ready for two things.
Oh, can you give me a second?
BRB? Okay, so I'm going to spoil Big Top.
Oh, no.
I was ready for the case to be a one where you have a perpetrator who is actually different from the others because he doesn't panic and he has no tell pixel. He has no crack frame, which I think is really cool. I like the idea of someone who's just like stalwart and believes in what they've done and is trying to get off, but doesn't have the guilt or at the very least is not showing the insanity that we've gotten from everyone else so far. Right,
where they have this massive generational crash out.
Love that about that. And I was ready for them to have a pretty elaborate sequence where, you know, they got a statue, they got a rope, they got a cape, and then they did this big bonk and pulled it all back up, right? Yep. They committed a sky crime, and then yeet, and then everybody saw something that they couldn't explain, and then that was the end of the night, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like... But then you're like, wait, but that doesn't explain the cape and the placement and all that stuff. And so you're trying to use everything you can. You're like the weather, the when Mo woke up, and then the game has the whole thing it always does, which is bluff until you figure it out. Right? You're not supposed to know, so bluff, and then Phoenix will
fake it till you make it.
Yeah, Phoenix will turn about, right? And it has the cutscene of the fucking statue dropping, bonking him or the victim on the head, and then you see the cape go whoop, and land in the most insane cartoonish way possible. And it's like, that stupid fucking sequence was supposed to be one that we were gonna infer in any way, shape, or form. Fuck this whole thing. Like, you wasted our time with the worst characters, the worst gameplay, the most annoying sequence. The shit won't end. The whole time the creeps are showing up out of the woodwork, and you're like, dear God, just get this fucking thing over with. And when it finally comes down to it and the gameplay is being taken away from you, they have the gall to make the thing you couldn't figure out and piece together a complete Looney Tunes moment in a game where you already expect some level of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I fucking went, I walked. I got up. I had to take 5. You know? I had to take 5. Like, we both just needed to stand up on that. It fucking sucks, dude.
It's not good.
And it's so bad that it actively makes me hate the entire IP of Phoenix Wright more for its existence. Knowing now that the next case is going to bring it back and that there's going to be other good shit coming, I'm in for the long ride. But this drags down the average and it feels bad.
So the worst part about this discussion is that you're completely right. But that next case is pretty great.
Okay. The stinger was cool. The stinger was very cool.
I don't want to overhype it, but it's pretty great.
So
you'll never forget your time at the big top.
Okay.
But
The stinger
it'll make it hurt less.
The stinger was phenomenal, and it felt really good to see it. But I will, like, there was a moment in Big Top where, like, I don't know, somewhere in the crash out, I had a feeling that I had to explain, which was, I'm playing this like on stream and, you know, experiencing it, and we're going through this, and I'm feeling it, but there's always a level where when things are being insane and horrible, I'm able to laugh at it from a content creation perspective.
Sure, like, oh, this is so dumb.
Right?
Ah, it's crazy.
And you know
like
what?
a birdemic trash shit.
And I will credit the old channel. I'll credit best friends and everything from the past with when we came in to bugs and bullshit because of our QA background, especially, where finding a bug is awesome, we would celebrate those moments, whereas other channels would be like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Whoops, sorry, everybody, let's restart it. And you're like, no, look at it, look at the shit, it's so bad. Get a fucking magnifying glass out. Write that bug up, it's great, take lunch, you know? And so that celebratory thing, there's a part of me that still can do that. But this case was making it so that I'm like, the worst possible thing is starting to happen where I'm checking out. I feel checked out. It's so bad that I'm not even being entertained by it. I'm actively like, I don't care anymore about what's happening on the screen. And that's the death knell, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So Phoenix Wright will continue.
Yeah,
not this week, but next week.
It's wild to me because, like, your experience with Turnabout Big Top is in front of this big audience, and it's in front of, like, it's being recorded for posterity, and you're like a 40-year-old man. And my experience of Big Top Turnabout was sitting next to you more than 20 years ago with my DS Lite. Going, man, this fucking case sucks. While you were talking to somebody about like Gundam or fighting games or some shit. Wild that it's his favorite case. Favorite. That has to be like a defense mechanism to like maybe
to throw people off the scent. You know, that's Itsuno saying, yeah, actually DMC2 is my favorite Devil May Cry game.
No, he would never say that.
But do you know what I mean? Like, it's just to keep him off the fucking scent. Anyways, that's pretty much what my week has been and will continue to be. So, the only other thing is tune in for the Slam, tune in for 14, and then on Saturday tune in for the Slop stream. We coming back.
Let's see what I do this week. Well, a lot of what I did this week is what you did this week. Right, like a uncommonly huge proportion. In addition, I also I got Hina Bobina, Ecto, Mint Castella, Peach Saliva, my darling wife. And we also had a guest by Barry out of nowhere, and we played a game called Gamble with Your Friends. It is friend slop. It is a friend slop game about gambling in which you pile into a truck and everyone is set to a casino floor and said, all right, you have to hit quota for tonight or else you're going into the ditch and getting shot. And that's that.
Okay.
So you start with $1,000 in cash for day one. You got to make $1,200. You just have to get it up to $1,200. You can go over to like the little horsey racing mini game. You can go over to the big wheel. You can go play blackjack. You can go play craps, etc. But all of you are gambling simultaneously, and all your totals are in the upper right corner of the screen as they go, which basically leads to the following situation over and over and over again. Holy shit, I won big. We beat quota. Oh my God, stop gambling! Everyone stop! Oh my God!
Okay.
Get Mint away from the craps table. Oh my God, we're in the red. We're in the red. Okay, now we have to gamble harder. Double down. Everybody go max bet.
Okay. And is this a casino in the God Hand style with multiple games that are super duper fixed?
No, they're real gambling. They do
real.
not appear to be super fixed. In fact, you can bring in things to fix it. You can bring in, you have a meta currency that you can buy to decrease losses by 25%, or max out a bet for free, or just bring in a gun. And if you bring in a gun, you'll hit 33% quota for every person you shoot. So the reason I brought in a gun was so that when we actually hit quota and Mint just ran to the big wheel and just went maximum bet on the big wheel, I could just blow her away and then pick her body up off the ground and drag it to the exit.
If they won't stop gambling.
Yeah.
Understood. Mm-hmm.
Total blast. Paige is also going to be streaming with the girls tomorrow night, probably later in the evening, because the slam went a lot. Paige's streams have been fucked over by the slam, because Sajam said it'd be like 3 to 7.
Fuck, like it?
No, Sajam, they are not.
Subway slamming everyone else's streams out of the way, man.
Yeah, so Paige's stream is supposed to start tomorrow at 7 o'clock, but that's probably not going to happen until like 8 or 9. But she's going to be streaming with Hina and Ecto and I believe Eros. And they're going to be playing the Outlast Trials. So check that out over at twitch.tv/Peach Saliva. Played that. I also did a sponsored stream for something called 33 Immortals.
Mm-hmm.
That is a weird game. That is a very strange game. It is a roguelite, but you are rogueliting in like a kind of like Hades style environment, but it's one big map. It's a one big giant huge map, and you load in and it just fills that room with like 30 plus people.
Okay.
You don't talk to each other. You have emotes and you can, point at things, but you are all running this enormous roguelike map together. And then you are waiting, you're basically building up enough personal strength so that when challenge rooms open up, you can go in there and you beat the challenge rooms as a team of 6. And then you get your relics to beast yourself up. And then the whole run is like 30-40 minutes. So like you're doing this big map clear where you're building up strength, then you're doing like a miniature boss fight, and then you're getting stronger, and then you're doing more map clear until you can do another mini boss fight, etc. And then at the end of it, you fight a proper boss fight called an Ascendance. And then everybody who beats that gets to go to the real stage boss. So stage 1's boss was Lucifer. And then it's a 33v1 boss fight that plays like an FF14 raid in action controls.
Okay.
Where there's stack markers, there's get out of the AoE, shit like that. And it feels like a MOBA, but co-op instead of like fighting.
But moment to moment gameplay is like co-op Hades, like you're going through a room and you clear the room and everyone gets a reward.
No, not a room. It's a big map. It's like one just giant map.
Okay.
For most of it. And you're usually rolling around with teams of 6 to 10 or something like that. It's super interesting. We beat it. My chat and I beat the first level, which meant I had 5 gift codes to go away. Woo.
Are there like builds for the whole team?
No, you're building your own character. You're picking your weapon.
Okay.
And then you're picking your trinkets to go in with, and then everyone is rolling on their own relics.
Okay.
But there is a stat called empathy. And the empathy stat, you can choose to level that up, and that makes your co-op stuff better. So everyone's super ability is unique to their character class and synergizes, and what happens is you hit the super ability and it puts a sigil on you and that makes a geometric shape. And then multiple people have to get into your geometric shape and activate it. And then you get a huge buff or a huge damaging attack or something. But you must work together to activate these things at all.
Okay.
So like the tank gets a bubble shield, but the tank cannot give themselves a bubble shield. They need to give 3 people, including themselves, a bubble shield.
Cool. I like the concept. That sounds interesting. Yeah.
Very, very interesting, particularly since like one of the big pushes was there's no chat. There's no voice chat.
No communication
there's no
whatsoever.
you start a run, and you're just in it
okay, journey style
with dozens of other people.
It's been a while since I've seen something like that. Yeah, okay, you're just connecting to whoever.
The only thing that you can go in with a team of 4, and there are like emotes, like come over here or do the co-op, but like there's 4 emotes.
Okay,
right? Very interesting game, very cool. And aside from that, I've been playing a lot of Tuco.
Did you check out
a lot of 14?
Did you check out The Climb?
I checked out The Climb a little bit. The Climb needs to be about 10 times harder.
Yep. So in 2XKO, they added Slay the Spire mode, basically. There is a single-player PvE tower that you can go at, and every time you beat a level, you get, like, things that affect your character's build that are, like, you know, pretty game-breaking competitively, but for PvE, who
like
cares?
Super nuts shit. Every hit does poison. That's crazy.
Yeah. Keep doing the same move, and it lets you do more than, like, fill the screen with tentacles or whatever, right?
Or hold parry.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
Taunt has armor for the entire duration of the taunt, which is like, yo, you should put that in the real game, honestly. Like, let someone taunt and let them armor through it, and then they lose all their life if they want to, but fuck it, they can do that if they want. And it's a really cool idea, and it's a nice thing that's like helping the game get, you know, which is getting really hype right now. The double drop, the stages, those fucking break glass for the bikini costumes because we want money. God damn, right? And then they're putting PvE stuff in there as well.
And the climb can also be used to do your daily challenges, which is super useful for a huge amount.
It gives you XP, and it gives you cosmetic colors as well. Exactly. There's like specific colors that are locked to doing the climb. Some good colors are locked in there. Pink and purple. Mm-hmm. The only thing I can tell is that, like you said, there's 3 difficulties with it, and right now they're all pretty piss easy if you're like...
They're a joke.
If you're kind of able to do a combo, you know? So...
Yeah, like they need 2 more difficulties, and like somebody in Adova Dude in chat asked, do you guys want SNK boss difficulty? I'm like, I think the top difficulty should be fucked up.
I think...
Because you're using like...
You're cheating.
Rogue-like, like... modifiers on your character to make super busted fighting game characters. Yeah, no, the final boss should be fucked up.
Yeah, and like the difficulty is also affected because your healing you carry the same life between sets, so you don't heal back. You know, whatever damage you took, you go into the next fight staying damaged. But I picked up stuff where it's like Vi's charged punch is unblockable. You know, and it's like,
that's crazy.
If you're gonna give me that, make the computer insane. Like, you know, give me the general, like whatever.
Like it should be like the hardest difficulty in that mode should be like the final ship in FTL. Where
Sure.
Oh, did you play
No,
FTL?
I played FTL once, but
so the final ship in FTL is like outlandishly overpowered.
Okay.
And it's like you had to get there with just every single thing going right.
Yeah.
Just right.
I mean, honestly, the difficulty of Slay the Spire is the right model to go with.
Yeah.
Because your characters are starting with the same deck in that game. So it is fixed, you know? The difficulty of your encounter will change. But if you can adapt on the fly, get a little bit of luck on your rewards, you should have a final boss that is like... oh, fuck, okay, do I have what I need to handle this? You know, like it might go my way, it might not. I got some cheap stuff too, but you should be, and I think if they can get that balance right with it, they'll have a really fun mode on their hands, in lieu of a, like, proper single-player campaign of any kind, you know?
I think that The Climb is an excellent first draft. So Runeterra also had... Like, Runeterra is now a roguelike card game.
Okay.
Like, it is fully switched over.
Okay.
And the Climb shares, like, a lot of, like, design DNA with it. So, like, I fully expect there to just be, like, more cosmetics that go along with this, as well as lots more modifiers and higher difficulties.
To their credit, I believe that on the 2XKO subreddit, the person who's working on designing The Climb is like has a post that's actively like, hey, please give me feedback on how you guys like it and what you want to see changed.
It screams first draft. Seems like, okay, let's put it out there. just do what people tell us to do on it.
There's an active discussion to just be like, yeah, throw this in, throw that in, and I can't see there being much that team would not be allowed to do because it's PvE. Who the fuck cares? Just go insane with it. Have as much fun as
It
possible.
doesn't have to be fair. It can be complete nonsense. Fight 4 thrushes at the same time. Fuck it.
And maybe at some point have like one insane color that you can only get by, I don't know, by doing the dumbest challenge and throwing your fucking body at it for a while. Cool. Anything else?
Not really.
Okay.
This week on twitch.tv/PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt live, I'm going to be playing FF14 with the VTuber gals tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow's the Slam. Thursday's FF14 with Wooly. And Friday's the Slam. That's what's up. We'll be returning to the Kingdom Hearts 2 data battles next week. We'll be returning to maybe Pragmata next week. I don't know. Pragmata? I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I'm doing this week by week.
You got 5 days of Wooly coming your way, buddy.
Damn, bro. That's a lot. That's too much.
That's too much Wooly.
That's too much. Is Mina coming back? Probably not. Oh, Delta Rune's next week. Jesus. Fucking Delta Rune.
Yeah, well.
Motherfucking Delta Rune.
I have to deal with 7 days of Wooly, so.
Oh, no. Just waking up and looking in the mirror going, oh, again. Fuck.
Let's take a quick word from our sponsors.
Let's do it.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by AG1, which I have been turning to quite a bit, actually, these mornings because I'm getting the greens in my diet that I've been skipping out on.
Bro, my diet has gotten so bad lately. Do you know what my breakfast is? What my toddler doesn't finish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're getting there already. Punch Mom's just grabbing the leftovers, and I'm like, don't do that. And then I saw some meatballs, and I was like, that's a waste of good meatballs, man. No, but really, the problem is that like nights like yesterday, where we fucking play for 6 hours, I got to the end, and I was like, I need to eat a better meal and eat better throughout my day to give myself the energy I need later on, so that I don't fade and have my brain leak out of my ears. And at the very least, I know that one of the things I can do is getting my greens going, getting my proteins, getting my vitamins, getting the stuff that I might otherwise ignore. And yeah, AG1 makes it real simple. With the AG1 Pro as well, you can get just one nice scoop that you shake in your bottle, and I legit do enjoy the fact that I'm like, this is easy to do because it tastes good. It tastes really good while you're getting the vitamins, the minerals, the energy, the things you need. And I know too as well that like probiotics, whole food ingredients and stuff like that are beneficial. I've had doctors tell me that like, yo, listen, you live in Eastern Canada and you're black. So that means you're not getting...
Those are two true things.
These are two true things, and this means you're not getting as much sunlight as you need to, and it means that a lot of people that are in your profile need more vitamin D than they think they need. It's
really funny, because I live in Western Canada, and I'm white, which means I'm getting way more sunlight than I need. Way too much now.
Yep. The doctor said, you're black in a Disco Elysium way, but the check passed this time. So, finish off your, get your diet right and get a real simple way to take care of that so that, what you eat later on still matters, but you know that you've checked off your morning important stuff. Visit drinkag1.com/superbeast to get a free AG1 Pro Yeti shaker with your AG1 Pro welcome kit. That's drinkag1.com/superbeast. Yeah, got that Pro kit with the quick mix. Don't have to measure it out even. You just rip, pour, add the water, and you're good to go. So thanks, AG1.
Thanks, AG1.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by Shopify. if you are getting your business off the ground, if you're starting up your online business, if you've been running one for a long time, you already know the deal. It gets complicated real fast. It gets difficult. People might start asking to return things. People might be buying things in faraway places that you don't know how to ship to. Your site might break. You might find yourself running into issues where you're like, you don't know who your audience is or where they want to buy stuff or what's going on. All of that is made way, way easier with Shopify, the #1 checkout on the side of tons of brands and businesses around the world. It lets you set up your own design studio so you can use their templates to get a beautiful online store. It lets you use their 24/7 customer support, so if you ever get stuck or need advice on what's going on. And as previously mentioned as well, you've got that little shop pay button. You see the purple button a lot of the time on different stores. That's a great app that lets you track where shipping is going and what's happening. Personally, I use it a lot for whenever I'm buying stuff online. And yeah, it's just it's a real convenient way to handle, again, international shipping, checkout, all of that. Get them on your side. It'll make the difference. Helped us a lot when we had to figure out integrating t-shirts into Let's Plays and podcasts, for example. That was a real breeze. So it's time to turn those what-ifs into cash with Shopify on your side. Today, sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast. shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
This week, I got to stand up and reach for it once again.
What's he going to get?
It is Hero Forge.
Oh, shit. I love Hero Forge.
Hero Forge is awesome. One of our favorite sponsors. If you're running a tabletop game and you want to get miniatures printed out or made custom for your characters, for your monsters.
Or maybe you just want a pretty toy.
Or maybe you just want a pretty toy. And you know what? Guess who wanted a pretty toy? This guy. This guy. So check it out. The focus is a little out of whack here. And every time I play with this, I know I have to readjust it. But it's a really cool Evo Moment 37 where I'm throwing up the Chun-Li kick. There's me, and then there's Pat parrying it. And this was printed out from Hero Forge. And this model was made by Prawn Zone, who did an incredible job with that. Another sick one I printed out is this one here of me with the knife and John doing a big elbow drop together. So it's a cool way to just print out all your custom miniatures with a lot of detail. And if you have somebody like Prawn Zone, who then went in and made Susie Sphere Hunter, Reggie, a bunch of other characters as well, super easy. You can basically just use it as a website that is like a character creator in a video game. It's awesome. It's very, very cool. You can also go in and besides fully customizing your miniatures, you can add details. You can get print in color, plastic, acrylic, standees, bronze if you'd like. If you just want to get the 3D file so that you can print it at home as well, if you have access to a 3D printer, you can do that too. And they always add new parts every week. There's a massive catalog of customization options. And you can go with the Pro mode to get access to you can also print custom D20s and things like that. Yeah, like XL dice.
You always need more D20s, man.
Always need more D20s. And yeah, the Pro subscription, you can get access to kit bashing, photo booth, community library, and more. So with kit bashing, you can add, up to, I think, like 20 accessories or so onto the character to just make a real elaborate scene to do all kinds of complex, cool stuff. So really love this sponsor. Great for anyone who's playing tabletop or just wants to have some cool toys to print out playing in a character creator. What you want to do is go to heroforge.com and use the code CASTLE to get 5% off on all orders of physical miniatures. Again, use code CASTLE to get 5% off all orders of physical miniatures, not combinable with other sales or promotions. Visit Hero Forge and start designing your custom miniature and dice today, and check back often. New content is added every week. Last but not least, this week, the podcast is sponsored by Warby Parker. And as the sun has decided to attack us, as is custom every year. Every year the sun attacks us around this time of year, and so...
Actually, I gotta be honest, out here the sun attacks me for longer than usual.
It does.
It's
Crazy.
Crazy.
And while I'm trying to get my aforementioned daily dose of vitamin D, taking the walks and so on, a good pair of shades...
Oh, nice.
A good pair of shades can go a long way to keeping the sun at bay. So I got me some of these. And it was really cool because basically, like, went in, had on the website, it had the simple, like, AR set up so that it was like, hey, these are the glasses you want to try out. This is the look. This is the reflection. This is the shape of the rim. Put them on my face. I'm like, yeah, I like the look of that. I'll order those.
You should wear those sunglasses during the slam.
Yeah. The cooler woolly. It's got aura.
Everyone's cooler when they just put a pair of sunglasses on. That's just like...
Even if it's indoors at nighttime.
Especially if it's indoors at nighttime.
So, yeah, it's a really solid way to go. And look, I have not worn glasses, but I hear that the buying process is complicated and overpriced and very annoying.
That's true.
It feels like it can be quite a hassle to go through. And, yeah, when you want to find something that actually fits your face, why have to go figure that out in a place that might rip you off when you can just go click, pop, go, check it out, and get a pair that match? The virtual try-on is what I used to get these, and I was like, God damn, good shit, let's go. So yes, they have the ability to do all of that without spending half your paycheck as well. And they've got quality and stylish frames at an affordable price. Prescription glasses start at $95. So, maybe the best part about Warby Parker, for every pair they sell, they also give a pair to someone in need. They've distributed over 20 million pairs of glasses to people in need through the Buy a Pair, Give a Pair program. And, yeah, they're covered by major eye insurance plans. So right now, the buy one pair of glasses and get 20% off deal is on, and any additional pairs as well at warbyparker.com/castle. So that's 20% off additional pairs when you purchase at warbyparker.com/castle. Thanks, Warby Parker.
Thanks, Warby Parker.
All right. The week... Yes, pointing.
I would like to start. You ever get like a perfectly timed comment on a video, and it just like couldn't be more immaculate and perfect? So I covered the Microsoft show last week. I covered it, right?
Looked away from this company for 1 second while we were busy slamming.
And, one day ago, there was a new comment on it. This was yesterday. Right? What time was that? This was... Oh, I can't see the time specifically, but it was in the early day, yesterday. And it was time-stamped to me... Oh, no, it wasn't time-stamped at all. It was just like, man, what an insane amount of negativity. So, quote, wholly insane amount of negativity. You know what? I was fairly negative at the Microsoft show, and maybe that's me just being a massive buzzkill and a meanie. Or maybe it's because I started that show off literally saying, wonder how many of these are going to get canceled. That was one of the first things I talked about during that Microsoft show. And here we are, fucking 8 days later?
I believe that one of the only things that stood out that I pointed out last week was, hey, cool, Senua got announced, Hellblade 3, which is dope because I thought that fucking deserved it. And immediately after announcing it, what's happening?
Ninja Theory is being shut down.
Yep. Alongside...
Oh, people are like, oh, did it get canceled? Oh, no. The studio's getting shut down.
Ninja Theory is getting shut down, And then Compulsion Games and Double Fine are in active negotiations about spinning off.
It is crazy to me that Microsoft's like modus operandi is so like scorched earth, internally toxic, that for like Hi-Fi what was Hi-Fi Rush? Tango Gameworks, right? They're like, instead of being like, maybe we can sell it to somebody, they're like, no, close the doors, fire everyone, burn it.
Knowing that the game is just dropping or has not even dropped yet, someone just said they sacrificed Senua. Like, you know all of this is happening, and you're like still announcing shit and putting it out there, and of course everyone's getting blindsided by it. It's complete batshit, and it just kind of reminds me of like, do you remember when those emails leaked in 2020, and in them it was like Phil Spencer and them talking about how they're like, yeah, we're going to be buying Nintendo soon.
I do remember that. I very much remember that.
Like,
so let's break this down, right? So if anybody remembers Phantom Dust, that was a game that they announced at an E3 many years ago with a CG trailer that no one working on the game had seen. People working on the game were like, oh, that's weird. We never had anything to do with that CG trailer. And then a month later, the company got shut down. And then they found out that the decision to shut the company down had come before showing the CG trailer at E3, which meant the timeline of events was, we're probably not going to close this company, hire people to make a CG trailer to push the game for E3, fire them afterwards, even though we've already made the decision. So Senua's Sacrifice Maker Ninja Theory getting shut down 1 week after showing off their new game at E3. There is no way on this earth that decision was made this week. No, that decision was made probably a month ago or more. But they're like, oh, well, let's still put the trailer.
But peep
in
this,
there,
though. So. What if we drop a trailer during E3 so that people can say we won? Remember winning E3? Remember that concept? I
remember that.
Who won E3, right? Who won the announcements every year was a big thing. So let's put out lies so that people can say we won. And then afterwards, when the closures happen and the games get canceled and all the shit wraps up, people are not paying attention to that anymore. They're mainly just paying attention to the big show with all the announcements. So
yeah, but
that's all that matters.
People who watch game announcements do pay attention.
Oh, no.
That's the problem. The average person won't forget. The average person isn't waiting up at Sunday morning to watch the Microsoft show.
What actually ends up happening is you get, sometimes there'll be these in-betweens, right? So I'll say like someone like Reggie will be like an in-between where he'll hear about an announcement and then years later be like, whatever happened to Phantom Dust?
Yeah, they canceled it.
And you'd be like, what? When? You know?
Immediately after they told you about
it. Yeah, well, and it's not like you're booting up your Xbox and it's telling you, hey guys, Phantom Dust is canceled. Press X to continue.
I think that the closure of Tango after Hi-Fi Rush kind of salted the earth for them forever. Because like, even if the game came out and did well, you still don't have any guarantee that the studio is going to continue. But also the Phantom Dust also salted it for announcements. Microsoft has done like multiple years back to back where a bunch of shit they showed off didn't come out.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like they didn't come out that year. I mean like they were actively canceled.
So every one of their sub-studios and subsidiaries, it sounds like, are currently in the how do we Coyote Ugly ourselves away from this situation to survive. And apparently, according to 3 people with direct knowledge of ongoing discussions, every single one of the individually owned groups are like trying to restructure, spin out, and try to survive individually, right? I saw a lot of discussion about this after the fact, and a lot of it seems to point towards like the complete lack of funds going into the company with the Activision Blizzard King deal.
Yeah, so Microsoft, not Xbox, isn't giving them the faucet anymore because they just bought the biggest fucking game company ever. The assumption would be that, well, now that we have Call of Duty and all this shit, we're going to make them shit zillion dollars. But they're just cutting everything.
What you acquired is massive amounts of overhead and staff and studios and debt. And you've gotten...
So now you got to make it all up right now.
Nothing new to... Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, okay, so, this whole thing about exclusivity has been like, we're moving away from that and so on, etc. Okay, cool, right? That's great for people who want to be able to buy things on whatever they want. But how the fuck are you going to make money? How are you going to keep these studios open? And never mind the confidence of, again, as we will always point to the sign on Hi-Fi Rush, you have a successful game that is made on an affordable budget, that word of mouth spread with zero marketing, success by every single metric of the day, and it does not matter. It does not mean anything. It is just a byline to be discarded when it comes out. You couldn't ask for a better product to build into an IP after the fact, and fuck that, doesn't matter.
So this paints a very schizophrenic view of Xbox's management. So, okay, we're shadow canceling studios after showing them off, but we'll make a decision about what games to keep exclusive to the platform the night before the presentation, to the point where the studio making it doesn't know and puts like other consoles' as stuff in the preview material because of vibes. Like it's they're just doing whatever over there. They're just doing whatever.
I think they just got caught. I think Bobby got in there. He got himself paid. He got his boys paid. And he fucking took off and did his bit. He did his bit and he's out.
And we're seeing this, like, this like kind of corporate narcissistic projection where they were like, hey, we might not always make the fastest decisions, but we'll make the good ones. And then all the shit comes out like, didn't you just turn Gears into an exclusive like last night? No. Then why are the videos have the logo on it? Oh, we didn't tell them. We thought consumers should know first.
Okay.
Like, wait, that's not true.
And so here we go. Part 2, right? Let's just right into it. You want to talk about keeping the knowledge buried. Hey, guess what? It's Castle Super Beast, so we're going to have a lot of shit to talk about in regards to shutdowns and firings and all that. What's going on over at Ubisoft? They're shutting down the studios in Winnipeg and Belgrade and making cuts across Ubisoft Barcelona. Layoffs all over the place, right? Sure.
Ubi's not doing great.
380 employees kicked out to the curb. So that's actually not notable for Ubisoft. It's just another classic. Oh,
that's going to be ongoing for multiple years
in the sterling affectation. Here's what's interesting about it. The news of the studio closures were embargoed to news outlets, and they specifically tried to embargo the news of closures and layoffs before the employees found out or before anyone else found out about it. They're all that stuff was there were companies and there were news outlets that were made aware of the fact that it was going to happen, and they wanted to use almost like game embargoes, do not report this, do not let the word spread out.
Yeah, it's financial news. You can't
under fiscal penalty or under like potential legal penalty. Like, the saddest shit you've ever seen is, like, not only do we have the classic, like, employees have to get jump scared by their by their pink slips as usual, but you have and actively we are going to legally pursue people or try to create an intimidation system where people who know about this must shut the fuck up about it in advance.
How do they enforce that?
I have no idea.
Embargoes only count if you
sign them.
something.
I guess it's the implied embargo of, well, if you want to be in our good graces the next time,
Who gives a fuck about being in Ubisoft's fucking good graces?
Whatever's left of the fucking family. Yeah. Right? It's crazy. It seems completely batshit insane. Because yeah, you have to sign something. And again, maybe the implication, maybe the fucking dentist system of, being like, well, if you don't make me happy now, we'll see what happens the next time you want something from over. Who the fuck knows, man? It's batshit, dude. So that's all fun. That's all fun and games. Continuing in the uplifting, we can talk about the fact that hey, the sorry, I just lost it. Where did I click on? There we go. 1666, Patrice Désilets, Panache Games. Okay, so hey, guess what? People have found placeholder AI generated assets in the game. And they came out and basically said, same thing as Expedition 33. These were meant to be placeholder. These are not meant to be in the final. And they will be, they'll be looking at them and removing them and being more diligent about it in the future and so on. And It's like, so all right, cool. This is where we are, right? Whatever.
I think the Expedition excuse is kind of genius because, like, it only exists in a highly specific point in time. And every day that we get further away from the point in time that you were just messing around with this stuff before it became a global catastrophe is further away.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And that being said, like, I'm just going to be under the assumption that every game is caught until it's not. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be pointing my finger and going, yeah, I bet this is like, no, I think that's the wrong thing to do. But I cannot possibly be surprised. Like, Capcom keeps dancing around a bunch of different statements about what they're looking into about using for whatever.
Oh, you gotta be. Everybody is now dokes sitting in the car, grabbing the steering wheel, right? Like, 1,000,000%. That's the status quo at this point.
Like the only game that I currently play that I'm pretty sure doesn't have any is actually FF14, because Yoshi P fucking hates that shit, and he fucking hates the Square Enix corporate telling him what to do with like NFTs and stuff like that.
So,
and just fights it at every turn, but still, like,
yeah. So there was a court filing where a number of artists basically were trying to fight against YouTube for training their songs on Google AI, and Google just went, by uploading your music to the platform, you've given us rights to train AI on your content. They have a broad license that was in place well before this that allows them to do whatever the fuck they want with it. And it's like, yeah, this is not a surprise.
That's probably accurate. Yeah.
This is not a surprise, nor should it be. And the thing is that I guess the only thing to say here is, like, as it becomes more of an eye roll to talk about these stories each week, just, the idea of, keep in mind that, like, something like Midjourney only gets to the level of popularity it gets to because it steals. And then once it has to apologize after the fact legally, it's already gotten its name out there as the one that everyone needs to use to make everything look as if Artgerm made it. And that's good enough as for publicity when it starts, so that even if they go back afterwards and have to change it doesn't matter. They already got the word out there. They already got what they needed. So, just assume. You have to assume it's all there in there anyway, right? You have to assume that when you're going around playing Pokemon Go and enjoying catching them all, that Niantic is going to then take that data later and sell them to war drones.
Yeah.
Always fun.
Sucks.
That's what this is.
This is a pile of bullshit. We're basically all, like, we're just sitting around waiting for the OpenAI and Claude and all them to be like, all right, well, we got to turn on the real costs. We have to wait for Uber has destroyed the taxi market and can now give you the real cost part of game development. where all of a sudden it goes from, wow, look what you can do. It's so cheap. I don't even, oh my God, this is so much more expensive than a person.
Yeah, but you got to wait for that on the entire fucking market, not just games, right?
Yeah, you need to have that be the whole market, and then all the projects that went cost overrun because of it come out and have their profits eaten by the, it's like, it'll be a bit.
Yeah. But anyway, for anyone who is curious about that, you can go look up. There's a story on how Niantic Spatial is a part of Niantic that basically does defense contracting shit and sells data for drones and so on. And hey, you know, here we are, right? Hey, look,
can't get away from Lockheed Martin no matter what I do.
Thank you, TikTok, for scanning my face and uploading it to the Uyghur Muslim containment app. Thank you, CAPTCHA, for training the auto driving. You know, like that's what it is. So, meanwhile, over in another courtroom, it looks like after it's all said and done.
Oh, this is I sent. Oh,
big
man.
deal.
Did you see this before I sent it
Big
to
deal.
you?
I did. Big deal, guys. The fucking lawsuit of the century, Palworld versus Nintendo. Nintendo is reportedly looking to win fucking stacks in this case.
How many stacks, bro?
$30,000.
How much did it cost for them to litigate this?
$40 million. Stacks.
Dude.
The Palworld lawsuit is nearing its end, and Nintendo is reportedly positioned to gain almost nothing. They could come away with as little as $30,000 if they win. To put the potential $30K settlement into context, their most recent annual report stated that they had made a $40 million loss from patent litigation in the last business year.
Okay, so I went slightly more into detail because some people are like, well, it's never about the money. It's about the message about, you know, you can't copy Pokemon. So here's what Nintendo's actually going to win on. The only part of this patent lawsuit that they're winning on is, hey, motherfuckers, you can't throw a Pokeball at a monster and then fucking throw a Pokeball and have the monster come out. That actually infringes on like a very specific patent for throwing a Pokeball out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Palworld saw that part of the patent, and this is my internal, they went, oh, fuck, okay, they got us on that one. So they took that shit out.
It's been gone.
As soon as the llawsuit went, and they changed it to, like, summoning them with, like, a device on your hip or whatever.
It's been gone for a very long time.
So that means that Nintendo's win is specific to sales of the game that had that shit in it in Japan only.
Prior to this point.
So, like, yeah, no, the patent lawsuit has shown, yeah, you can totally copy Pokemon as hard as you fucking want, actually. These fucking barely legally distinct designs and all this shit just don't have the fucking Pokeball.
Absolute clown shoes fucking. Now that's a Turnabout big top case.
Palworld's hit 1.0 in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Excited to jump back in.
It's again. I feel you send that.
Oh, July 10th. Oh, that's not a couple of months. That's next month. Damn.
It's kind of insane to have like all the groundswell and everything, and then just drop a thing like 1.0. It's just so weird to think that that game never actually quote unquote came out.
Well, I mean, the early access period, the games come out multiple times now.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I am still getting emails from Alcat being like, hey, buddy, do you want to check out the new Rogue Trader DLC? And I go, absolutely. I'm going to punch the code in and let that shit sit there and wait until you stop emailing me news of new season passes because I only have time to play a 140-hour game once. I can't.
Well, a much shorter game is on its way. Finally, we've gotten word of what's next from the people that made Mouthwashing. A trailer for something called Carcass Clad. If you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it, Lord.
Okay, so this was at the PC Gaming Show, and it looks like the Mouthwashing art style, but you're in a co-op tank, and you're doing the roles of different people inside the tank, the driver, the gunner, etc., and you're fighting against people who are strapping animals to their tanks as armor. It looks fucking insane. And also, the people in the game appear to only be speaking in French or Russian or whatever language you don't understand. And it just looks stressful. I don't know what to make of it. It looks like a crazy, stressful, but really fucking cool co-op thing going on. Excuse me, Finnish? Okay. I didn't get to hear it clearly. Yeah, I think, I don't know. This is not necessarily going to be the short narrative experience that we got from Mouthwashing, but I think the impact of this multiplayer thing, who knows? There's a lot of question marks, but it looks pretty fucked up.
2 to 3 hours per session.
How committed are you?
That's crazy.
How committed are you to being a part of a 3-man tank?
That's nuts, dude. Like, that's so long for a co-op thing with sessions.
Like, I need to know, like, okay, there's the person driving, there's the person who's manning the gun. Is there a person who's reloading the gun in the back who never gets to see outside?
No, it's the commander.
Oh.
They're charting the map, and they're handling, like, distances and shit like that.
Okay. Because the idea of being in a role where you're just staring at the reload and just doing that feels psychotic.
Use the periscope to identify and range targets, listen to radio, and chart safe routes, locate items and potential threats.
Oh yeah.
So the guy in the chair.
Oh no, a couple tank perverts have like sat up in their chair. A couple tank perverts are getting locked in.
No.
Getting locked in as we speak.
No.
The diagram of just sitting forward in your chair, paying attention. Sounds interesting. Beyond that as well, it looks like Nakyama, one of the directors of Street Fighter 6, is out there doing a bunch of interviews talking about TIFA and the new upcoming season for Year 4. And we got a lot of interesting information between talking to Max, talking to, just like all the different magazines and websites that he spoke to. And it kind of consolidates to 10 seasons or a 10-year sequence implied was their development plan for Street Fighter 6 from the jump. They are not looking...
That's quite... what's the word?
Ambitious?
Ambitious, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. They wanted it to be a platform that lasted about that long. And so this is not a situation where they're like, 6 is in the middle of going through a really big moment. Let's drop it off and switch over to 7. Right? They're not thinking about 7 or anything like that right now. I don't think it's too long. I think it's very possible if they keep it exciting for that period of time. Now, I'm also coming at this from I'm a fucking boomer who remembers when old arcade releases cooked that long, even if that's not what the developer wanted, with the fan base regardless, right? There was a time when these things just sat there and developed and like you never got your updates with the frequency you'd get them now. I think you can totally, with any type of game these days that has a decent online suite, release a live service vibe to a thing that's not actually live service, you know?
Yep.
You just got to, again, you got to keep it interesting over time, enough new content for people to come back to. And this is the kind of game where people are in the middle of enjoying it, so why the fuck not? TIFA has been in development for Street Fighter 6 since 2023. So they were working on this way back when, or at least the discussions, I suppose.
Just got to get the sweat just right.
I have to imagine, you do, or Italy will notice. But I imagine that, like, the moment you're watching, like, Clive walk into Tekken, right? There must be somebody who's like, okay, guys, we don't have we don't have the contracts and the papers signed yet, but start working on that shit immediately, right?
Yeah.
Start making your Cloud, start making your Tifa, start making your whatever preemptively, and when the time comes, we'll already have some homework ready to go.
And then you can show it to them, and they'll be like, wow, this is so impressive. I'm so glad that we signed with you.
Look at that. Something else that they announced was that Bosch and Yasmine were planned since day one.
Okay. Bosch being planned since day one might be the least surprising shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Moment World Tour started, I called it, right? It's yeah.
I think everybody did.
He looks so over-designed compared to the rest of the World Tour characters. You're trying to get Bosch over. 100%.
I'm actually shocked it took him 4 years.
I thought he might be the final character, but now I
thought he was going to be the first character.
I now think the final character is probably going to be John World Tour, you know? But yeah, but Yasmine as well was planned from the jump, so they wanted to get the Filipino rep in there. And she is also the, like, main character of Year 4. And
really?
Yeah, so she's being pushed as, like, the main character of Year 4. And something that he talked about was with the new characters they design, they come at them with an approach that is, each of these could be a main character in their thing.
Sure. Which
is really interesting. That's cool because it's a way of looking at a character design that there's a way that you design for the box, for the poster, that's different from when you're just like, nah, that's a freak, go nuts, you know? There's a type of design, like, I guess somewhat restraint and somewhat like normalization that occurs when you make somebody that you're like, I want this to look like they could be the new face of something. And that's good because that's probably how you maximize appeal with whatever the theme or concepts that character represents are.
Yeah, so for Year 5, I want all psycho weirdos.
No returning characters. We're doing another...
No, you can have a returning character, but it has to be like G and Necro.
Yes, okay. So, G and Q mixed into one character with a broken mask, right?
Oh, wow.
All fucked up. And then Fallen Balrog, the Claw Vega version from Cannon Spike that lives in the sewers, who had his face disfigured, and now he's just a serial killer with 2 claws.
Oh my god.
Sure. 12 and 11 flopping about all messed up, and yeah, okay, run it. Urian, but somehow his thong is even smaller.
Yeah. Nah, man, it just goes all the way up to his shoulders like a fucking straight-up Borat style.
Hakan, but when he grabs you, oil...
No, just Hakan.
But
weird enough.
Let me cook. When he grabs you, oiled up, your character gets oiled up too, visually. Visually.
Yeah. Man, I forget where I was talking I was in one of the Say Jam Slam things, and I was like, man, Abigail rules. And I just had like the whole room just go, oh, what? Like everyone turned on me.
That is an FGC war crime that you committed.
Including Say Jam.
Yeah, you committed a war crime. People were like, what he did to that. Not just because of like the big ugly, but also because of what he did to the game, like meta-wise, competitively as well.
Made it awesome. Made it kick ass.
I don't think, listen, we know and understand to some degree that at some point it was nice that we got a Canadian in there. However, Abigail is not Wolf.
No, he's not.
He's that fucking weirdo from Final Fight that walked around like this.
Nobody's Wolf. That's not, like, that's, come on.
I would take Sasquatch 10 out of 10 times as a Canadian rep over Abigail.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Yasmine was planned as the main character. TIFA's been in work for that long, yeah. And then a bunch of other stuff too. So it's like it feels like you have to kind of go chase him around a little bit if you want to get all the juicy details on it. But looking at a character like Kimberly, I'm like, I could see Kimberly being main character energy in a particular way. I could see that. I can see that with like Manal. I can see the thought process of like maximizing their designs, and that's why I think they're all bangers. The asterisk I put on the new cast of Street Fighter 6 is I think Lily is also a winning design, but her costume 3 is better than her default. And that should have been the one that they went with.
Her default's really bad. I really strongly disagree.
I don't hate it. But the hair and the look of her alt were like fucking fantastic, Anyway, beyond that, there was an update to the ghost of Tupac situation. And
a somewhat surprising update in multiple directions.
So RGG Studio has been talking about this whole resurrection of the grave Tupac in Stranger Than Heaven, which is super weird. And they basically went, yep, so we talked to his family as well, I guess. So they
not just the estate, they talked to his living family.
So it looks like they wanted to do that. The character's name is Amaru, his middle name. And they're just kind of saying, oh, and it's one of those things where they're also saying like, yeah, and they're writing it. Obviously, they're writing it around him or whatever the fuck. But it's like, okay, so whoever the relatives are in this situation, I guess I would imagine his sister, and I doubt they're reaching out to Asada Shakur in Cuba or whatever. But like, they're saying that, hey, we spoke to the family too. So. All right.
So of interest on this,
still
because
a weird fit. I don't know why, but what?
Because I saw this and I was like, huh, weird. And then I had people clarify that like all the hologram Tupac shit was also like okayed by the family.
The mother at the time, who has since passed away, right? So
yeah,
Afeni Shakur was in charge of the estate prior to this.
Yeah, so like, yeah, no, everybody is that has the say so is just cool with Tupac Shakur digital necromancy. So
they all right, do your thing. Everyone's gonna feel weird about it, but do whatever. I think what I'm taking this as is a sign that once Death Row games start coming out, Snoop Dogg is probably gonna do this more than once.
Yeah, probably. Also, that interview was super strange because they said that, well, we're putting Tupac in our game, but what we're imagining it is if Tupac was alive and he was 30 years older,
we
cast him as an actor.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah. And so he's going to be...
what are you fucking talking about?
All they're saying is it's the... Okay. So, in I Ain't Mad At Ya, he's in heaven, right, rapping from the afterlife, talking about how, you know, he ain't mad at the game, or he ain't mad at the people that shot him, or he ain't mad at everyone for the life he lived and all that, right? For the thug life, this is what it is, right? I ain't mad at you. And it's the idea, like, they're gonna be basically saying, we're gonna do that thing where at the end of the movie you see Elvis walking up the plane, looking back and breathing a sigh and just being like and thinking about his family and whatever, and having all those moments, and having all those last minute hits, and then the plane flies off into the sky, and then Elvis went to heaven in the plane and totally didn't die shitting on the toilet, and it's just, we're gonna have him, reflecting on his life and just being all like wise beyond his years, and maybe he'll be like, never go to Vegas,
I spoke with somebody on Blue Sky. They're like, I still don't understand why they're doing this. And I'm like, they're doing this because we're talking about you're talking
controversy
to me about
farming.
it.
Controversy farming is absolutely real. Yeah. I believe it. I believe that's real.
It has become a multiple week news cycle item about, did you know that they're putting Tupac Shakur into Stranger Than Heaven? And to which, like, the response to that is like, well, isn't that just bad publicity? Like, no. The average person will hear that and go, oh, wow, cool. And that's it.
That's the end of the thought.
That's the whole end of the discussion.
Yeah.
People that think bad publicity is bad for publicity don't understand how stupid the average person is.
I mean, sometimes it absolutely can be, and we have said as such on this very podcast that no, sometimes bad publicity is just bad publicity.
You probably don't want to be in the motherfucking Epstein files. That seems like a loss.
But it's definitely clear. It's definitely clear that, like, perception-wise, there is the fact that it's him and not, Bunta, for example, or as we talked about, like someone who's associated with the genre then doesn't strike people as weird. It doesn't become as much of a story. With Toshiro Mifune's likeness in Onimusha. I think that, someone kind of pointing out, going something to the effect of, like, if they made a game that was like a dragon, the rose that grew from concrete, that would be that, like, which is like one of his this title of one of his books. It's like, that would be a weird thing too, but you're like, I can see the fictional depiction of a dead character when it is specifically about them and their life, in the same way that a dramatized movie or anything else depicts these things.
Like, there's a Michael Jackson movie out right now.
Right. As opposed to the, like, we are using your likeness to audition for a role in our story. So, anyway.
And also, we don't have to pay you the same we would a regular actor for the stunt casting because you're dead.
I just want to know how they're going to take the voice credit. How is that going to look in the credits? Is it the double indentation?
There's somebody out there that will be like, so and so as Tupac Shakur as
either that, or, boss, your job is to go in and voice Tupac Shakur and to never be credited and to never be known and to die a hero. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I can see. Like, maybe that'll be it. Like, you are meant to not be known. And then it's just fucking Matt Mercer.
They should just have, if they're going to go through all this shit, I would like the character's dialogue to be made out of exclusively of, like, comments yelled out by him at a concert, stitched together in a very unnatural way.
Well,
with crowd noise and everything.
Well, here's the thing. Fortunately, he recorded so many studio sessions before he died, knowing that he might not be around, where he basically would go in and do a full album with no beat behind him, so that his voice could be used later. So they could grab a bunch of that, and for everything.
Yeah, but I want it like Resident Evil 1 stitched together.
Sure. But for everything that doesn't work, then just get Ben Starr in there, sounding like Ben Starr.
No, don't put this on Ben. No.
Just he opens his mouth and Nolan comes out. You just hear Troy Baker.
Matt Mercer again?
You hear
Again?
you hear Troy Baker describing how thug life means the hate you give little infants fucks everybody. Right? I need to hear that in his voice. Ah! This timeline is fucking stupid.
All this shit sucks.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man, somebody just said get Robert Downey Jr. That's
There's a voice. I didn't really even have time to fully look at this. I just saw this pop up right before we started, but EA is creating a EA advertising branch to look at integration ads for things like Sims and other in-gameplay experience ad placement, which seems to be a direct result of all the insane amounts of debt they have from the $20 billion buyout.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Well, we make money off of ads in the sports Sims, so why not make money off of the ads in the Sims? That's popular.
Anyway, let's take some letters.
Hey, if you want to send in a letter to us and we can read the letter and maybe answer a question in there, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
All right. Let's see over here. Neril asks, "Hey there, Fathers of the Year. Wooly mentioned last week that about the terrible feeling of watching your favorite fighter get replaced, since we all know well, it's not exactly, but since we all know characters are just functions, clearly, what other kinds of flagrant replacements make you sad outside of fighting games? The biggest one I can think of is the battle rifle taking over as the main gun in Halo 2. Yeah, Halo 3 brought it back, but the younger me always pined for my mid bullet hose in my early Xbox Live days. Thanks for all you do."
Halo's so weird. I feel like every Halo game picks like a weapon and everyone goes, "This is my favorite," and then the next game they're like, "No, that shouldn't be your favorite weapon. It should be this new favorite
That's
weapon."
an insane thing, because as somebody who doesn't really play shooters at all, I picked up the battle rifle in Halo 2 and went, "Oh my god, this feels awesome. I love this gun," to the point that I made a note of it. You know, someone who should just be picking up the pew and going, "This one does a bomb, and this one does a laser, and this one zooms in, and this one is a shotgun." I went, "Oh, this battle rifle feels fucking awesome. I like the way this shoots." And I that's a feeling I'm not familiar with. It stood out, so I feel like that's a wild take.
You know, this conversation is making me sad again because, like, much like we used to both play sports games, I used to play a lot of online shooters, right? Mm-hmm. And the first thing that it comes up with is that there was never a mode that Call of Duty ever made that was better than Gun Game in Black Ops. Gun Game is literally the peak gimmick mode in a shooter ever.
Is everything chasing that high, or just doing its own thing after that?
It is just the best, most fun mode. It is incredible. If you're not familiar with Gun Game, very simply, you start with a regular good gun, and when you kill somebody in your free-for-all lobby, you move over to the next gun, which is a little not quite as good. And then you you have to do it with a shotgun, and then you have to do it with a sniper rifle, and then you have to do it with the knife.
Interesting.
And only somebody who gets all the way to the end
ends the game
first is the winner.
Oh, wow. That sounds like it can go
and
long.
So, whoever's doing the best is being brought down.
That's cool.
By getting shittier and shittier guns or have like highly specific ranges. And so the match starts to even itself out. It's awesome.
It's the gameplay equivalent of our own design, which was fighting games, winner takes a shot.
Yeah, that was a bad. It was not good.
Winner takes a shot, The skill level evens out.
It should have.
God, so
I'm
this
really sick doing that.
those were the good old days.
Yeah.
This one's kind of not 100% on, but like, as somebody who like discovered what Gundam was by seeing Gundam Wing, like a bunch of other kids
A
over
billion
here.
years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, we all did, right? And then discovering that actually this is the goofy boy band spin-off series to a real serious war fucking story from the 70s, and then
this is the pop version.
Yeah,
of that,
yeah,
of
and
that
then
story.
and being like, I was not there in 1979, but I want Gundam to be this, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, but that doesn't make as much money as these colorful characters in these boy bands, though. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pull a Sonic the Hedgehog, and we're gonna keep making this money with the pop bands and with the pop look and the Gundam Seeds and that sort of style. And then we're also going to make another 1 year war spin-off story for you, so you old heads can sit here and go, armour, fine.
You know, now that you mentioned the Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't care for Shadow. Knuckles is the rival.
Interesting. I
never cared for Shadow. The instant Shadow has rocket shoes to go faster, I'm like, this dude sucks.
Yeah, but he's darker and edgier though, right? So he's hitting that Christian DeviantArt fucking spot perfectly on the bullseye. I think it's really funny because, like, okay, Knuckles is the rival, but then he became the Bruiser, which then took him out of the contest for speed. And then it became like, oh, but who's going to actually challenge Sonic speed-wise? And I saw something interesting the other day.
Guy who cheats?
Like, when they both got the emeralds. Yeah. There's Knuckles becomes King DDD, right? In the equation. I saw something that was like, was it a trope? I think a TV trope that was like butchered by translation or something to that effect. And it was basically Sonic. It's in English. Sonic going, all right, let's race and see who's faster. And then Shadow is like, barely a challenge. Fine, you're on. And then the Japanese translation of that line being like, a contest to see who's faster, huh? Sounds interesting. And it's like, oh, he didn't talk shit at all. He actually just went, oh, okay, yeah, let's race, Sonic. And I kind of wondered, I was like, wait a minute, has Shadow's whole edgy personality been just a translation issue?
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
Is this a thing that has continued over time? Because that's a completely different tone of a line, you know? And if he's actually kind of chill in Japanese and just aggro Kirby with the mad eyes in the West, that would be really funny.
You know what it reminds me of? People pointed out with the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer that Sora is like getting like actively more miserable in his art on the health bar in every game.
Oh, interesting.
Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora's like got this big grin, and in Kingdom Hearts 2 he's got like a smile, and in Kingdom Hearts 3 he's like ugh. And in Kingdom Hearts 4 he's like ugh. Like
yeah, because, you know, angry. Listen, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time was a moment that happened to video games, and Warrior Within, and the evolution and everything afterwards. Like,
that was so fucking embarrassing.
It is, but it is the era distilled, smoldering with generic rage. Right? It distills the era into a moment. It was that moment that someone realized, what if M had to focus up? You know, the first time games realized they could do that.
Terrible. Hate it.
Anyway, all right, and one other one here. Hello, Sajam Slammer and Slam Sajammer.
Oh, hey. What?
Non here. So I was watching Willie's training session in a duo with Deathy, and it was fascinating because Deathy was doing great. His decision making, his neutral, his combos were all on point. And then after the session, he asked why he couldn't throw opponent right after hitting them, how to hit confirm a medium button, and how to mash DP during a block string. And
those are good questions.
And I straight up forgot that people might not know that. And it came naturally to me because I've been playing them for over 10 years, but the best part was that he could probably still beat me in the game. Do you think that this is one of the problems with public reception of fighting games? The general public not realizing that there's many high-level concepts involved that actually make the experience more fulfilling and interesting once you get to them? What are other examples of certain high-level concepts in games that didn't completely convey themselves and stumped you? Much love and thanks.
Yeah, so fighting games have like an enormous amount of technical knowledge that is just nowhere to be found ever.
But at the same time, all genres have this too, and like being good in all of these like main headline games of their genres requires deep understandings of the engine and where things and how things work and when animations and interactivity starts and stops. And all the most popular genres, I would say, it's a bit of the classic thing we say from time to time where it's like, in those genres, whether it's League, whether it's, a team shooter, like, you can not know that stuff, join a team, and that team will carry you, win or lose, and so you can still see results favoring your fun because you don't feel the inexperience as hard as a game where you're by yourself. I think that's a part of it, and I think it's not everything because I know that the discussion often gets skewed for fighting games in this way. But the truth is that the technical crazy shit, like people that are really good at shooters, that are really good at MOBAs and tactical turn-based RPGs, are also working on this insane APM level, and in some cases it's way harder to get the grasp of those, but it's not a game where you have other people with you while you're playing, exception being the current one we're playing,
I think the worst game / genre I've ever encountered with this problem is old Monster Hunter games.
You've talked a lot about this, yeah.
Old Monster Hunter games have a wealth. Like somebody pointed out, like when we were getting ready for the FF14 thing, which is they brought up the Monster Hunter video that me and you did forever ago. And I'm like, that's a different situation. The reason why I had to yell out all this stuff at you is because there were a bunch of core mechanics you didn't understand. But more importantly, you didn't understand those mechanics because Monster Hunter mechanics are never explained, ever. Like, at all.
You had to be there
Some of them have
try.
names that are never... Affinity is never explained in-game ever. And it used to be back in the day where they were explicitly made more obtuse so that you would pick up the fucking guide when you went and bought it at Yodobashi Camera.
External.
Which fucked up.
Yeah.
It was like legitimately designed to require a guide.
Like, it's interesting when, games had things that were like, holy shit, did you know this secret thing existed? There was tech inside of fucking Mike Tyson's Punch-Out that no one knew about for 30 to 40 years. And the difference between old unknown secret tech in games versus mandatory, you cannot overcome this challenge if you don't know about it, but also it's unexplained.
Yeah. I'm trapped. I've trapped myself.
You appear to have trapped yourself.
I've literally caught myself in a cable and I can't get out. I can't even stand up.
That's okay. The podcast is over. Stay trapped forever.
Yeah.